This is the air I breathe. This is the air I breathe. Your holy presence living in me. This is my daily bread. This is my daily bread. Your very word spoken to me, and I'm desperate for you. And I'm lost without you. This is the air I breathe. This is the air I breathe. Your holy presence living in me. This is my daily bread. This is my daily bread. Your very word spoken to me, and I'm desperate for you. And I'm lost without you. And I'm desperate for you. And I'm lost without you. I'm lost without you. I'm lost without you. I'm desperate for you. Cry out to him. I'm desperate for you. Cry out to him. I'm desperate for you. I'm lost without you now. I'm desperate for you. I'm lost without you. I'm desperate for you. How many of you are hungry for God? Are you hungry for him? By the rivers of Babylon, where he sat down, and there he went, when he remembered Zion.
For the wicked
Carry us away, captivity required from us a song. How can we sing King Alpha's song in a strange land? So let the words of our mouth and the meditations of our hearts be acceptable in thy sight, override.
Linda Ronstadt singing with the members of the Eagles. A little quickie there. Rivers of Babylon, which is actually a prayer that was sung. Well, Jesus said, "Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all ye lands." And a lot of times people don't realize, but the book of Psalms means songs. And, he's like any good father. He likes to hear his children sing to him. And I think that is an old Southern Baptist song that was sung sometimes at the beginning of service. By the rivers of Babylon, where he laid down, and there he went, when he remembered Zion. For the wicked carry us away, captivity require from us a song. How can we sing King Alpha's song in a strange land? So let the words of our mouth and the meditations of our heart be acceptable in thy sight. Amen. That's just a really quick. I've always loved that rendition. Linda Ronstadt singing with the boys of, that's actually Glenn Fry, Don Henley. You can really hear Glenn Fry. It's only 55 seconds long. I want to play it again. Check it out. Complete a cappella.
By the rivers of Babylon, where he sat down, and there he went, when he remembered Zion. For the wicked carry us away, captivity required from us a song. How can we sing King Alpha's song in a strange land? So let the words of our mouth and the meditations of our hearts be acceptable in thy sight, override.
But on that same album, she goes 1, 2, 3, and she goes straight into give one heart, get back to. And I think it's wonderful the way she goes into that. Love, I am told, is the deepest mystery, harder to fathom than any sea, more precious than all the earth and sky. Yeah, cool song. I don't claim to sing, but I love to sing. I know that. She sings Lo Siento Mi Vida, which is, she's Spanish, in case you don't know. Linda Ronstadt is now she's homebound. She doesn't sing anymore. She lost her voice. She got sick. Something got to her and made her sick, and it's very sad. Yeah, very sad. That's from the album Hasten Down the Wind. My absolute number one favorite album that Linda Ronstadt ever did, simply because Hasten Down the Wind's on it. A sad song about the lament of a woman that is telling her lover, her husband, it's her husband actually, that she has cheated. And it's a very sad, sad moment, because it just always moved me, even from the young age when I started listening to this. I told Victor just the other day, we were walking through the mall, and I said, you realize that when I was 9 years old, I asked for a stereo system for Christmas and got one. I got a Panasonic with big speakers and a turntable, and I started collecting albums by the time I was 12. You know, I had Yellow Brick Road, Hasten Down the Wind, you know, Fleetwood Mac, Rumors. I mean, I had everything. Everything. And I would sit in my room. I always loved being alone. I'm one of those kind of people that love to be alone. I am more comfortable alone than anywhere. My son's the same way. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love being around people, and I'm around people all the time. But I have no problem being alone. And I would sit in there for hours and hours. My parents would think, can she listen to music any more than she does? That's all she does. And I had my parents' albums because my father was involved in radio and got a lot of demos. I had Patsy Cline. You know, one of the most beautiful songs I used to listen to by myself all the time was by, it was called For the Good Times. And it was by Ray Price. And I mean, I used to listen to this song until I think I just wore it down. And it was like from the 50s, the 60s maybe, probably the 50s. But I would sit and listen to this album constantly. Ray Price. I thought that was one of the saddest songs I'd ever heard. I thought that it was, you know what, country was meant to just reach right in and just tear your heart in two. And none does it better, not many do it better than this song by Ray Price called For the Good Times. It's a breakup song. One of those. Yeah. Take a listen while I see where Chris is.
Don't look so sad. I know it's over, but life goes on, and this old world will keep on turning. Let's just be glad we had some time.
We got to hear this on a stereo, on a studio mic. Thank you, Ray, but we'd rather hear it in studio if you don't mind. Much better in studio. I bet this is going to be studio right here. I'm going to go find Chris. Oh, yeah. This was the one I used to listen to. If this doesn't tear you up, you don't have... It's written by Chris Christopherson.
Don't look so sad.
The lovely baritone voice of Ray Price.
I know it's over, but life goes on, and this old world will keep on turning. Let's just be glad we had some time to spend together. There's no need to watch the bridges that we're burning. Lay your head upon my pillow. Hold your warm and tender body close to mine. Hear the whisper of the raindrops blowing soft against the window, and make believe you love me.
Isn't it sad?
One more time.
But so beautiful, though.
For the good time. I'll get along. You'll find another, and I'll be here if you should find you ever need me. Don't say a word about tomorrow or forever. There'll be time enough for sadness when you leave me.
Where are you, Chris? He was going to go to the beach.
Lay
Call me.
your head
He said he's going to call me from the beach.
upon my pillow. Hold your warm and tender body close to mine. Hear the whisper of the raindrops blowing soft against the window, and make believe you love me one more time.
There he is.
For the good time.
Hi, Chris, sir.
Hey, Debbie.
What are you doing? Are you at the El Bicho?
I am, yes, I'm at the beach.
Super cool. And you called in just in time for the song to go off.
Awesome. This is so beautiful here. Is that one of your 80s songs you're playing?
No, this is one of my parents' songs. This is from the 50s, and my parents used to dance to this. Yeah. Old song.
So, like, your daughter is beautiful, and...
Oh, man, she's going to be so mad. I'm going to turn on my webcam.
Wait, am I on the air right now?
Yeah, we're on the air.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah.
She knew you were coming on tonight, and she's all dressed up, and she went to have dinner with her girlfriend. And so when she comes home, she says, I'm going to walk into the studio and have the webcam on, and so he can see how I look when I have all my makeup on. Isn't that sweet?
Wow.
She really liked you. Well, you're cute.
Well, I like to take credit for, I drink a lot of milk. You know what, Debbie? I was never happy with myself at all. And one time, like, I always hated my brown eyes. I always was angry at God for not giving me blue eyes like what you have. Can you hear me? Is that without the? I mean, I know the ocean's in the background. But...
No, you sound great. I'll turn on the webcam and show you when you get back into your room, and I'll show you blue eyes. You have never seen me on webcam. My eyes are like thawing, like electric blue, and I have no contacts on.
You know what I did, Debbie, for one entire year?
What?
All right. This is how insecure I was.
What?
My eyes are dark brown. I went out and I spent like $300 getting blue contacts because I wanted blue eyes. And, boy, let me tell you, the disappointment in the girls' faces every time she realized those were contacts. They did look pretty good, but, I mean, that's just how insecure I was. I just nitpicked at my body, and I still find myself doing it. Because I appreciate that your daughter says I'm cute. I'm definitely not, I'm no Mr. Midnight Movie or anything. But I was always very insecure with myself. I've gotten over that now to a point, but yeah, it's. And then after about a year, I was like, what am I doing? Why am I trying to change myself?
Now, how old are you? Are you 33?
31.
I knew it. I knew that you weren't in your young 20s, which explains your maturity. And I'm so happy that you're here. I have nothing planned. I left it flat open to whatever you wanted to talk about. I think people just love to listen to people like you talk about just spirituality, anything. I've got the Bible at my fingertips, Bible Gateway. I've got anything we want to talk about. I can have verses read by Max, anything you want. I work off of my board. So
that's awesome, Debbie.
Last night, Mr. Solution got in a fight with Mr. Midnight Movie, so I don't know if he's going to be calling in tonight. I hope he does. He probably will, but then again, if he doesn't, I won't be surprised. But, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. It's just as well for you and I. I don't cater to people that get their feelings hurt, so whatever. You want to call in, Mr. Solution? You know I love you. Call in, you stupid mullet.
So what happened? What were they arguing about? I'm guessing something pretty much irrelevant.
Yeah, well, Mr. Solution was kind of, in my opinion, picking on Mr. Midnight Movie, and I sort of jumped on Mr. Solution, and I did make some good points, and I really did. He kind of bullies him a little bit, and Mr. Solutions took offense that I was siding with Mr. Midnight Movie, so it was just sort of a family fight, so to speak. I've known Mr. Solution for many, many years. If I answer your call, you better be nice. It was the Jew. He hung up. I love the one angry Jew. Hold on.
Triple M.
Are you going to be nice?
I suppose.
Are you still in D.C. and have you drank any of your apple cider vinegar?
Not yet, but I did save a black man today.
And how did you do that? Say hi to Chris Nelson. Now, you know this is Bible night.
Well, a black man in Washington, D.C. That's like as remarkable as seeing a black person in Daytona Beach.
I saved a black man.
How did you do that? You're making a lot of wind noise, Chris.
Oh, well, Debbie, I got to tell you, one thing I love about Daytona Beach, where I live now, is how multicultural it is and how diverse of a population it is. I absolutely love it. And I just joined a church today. I joined Calvary Christian Fellowship, Calvary Christian Center today.
So you took the walk? You took the walk down the aisle?
What, can you hear me, or is it just getting notion?
It's a lot of wind noise, I'll tell you that much. But
all right. Here, I'll walk up from the ocean a little bit.
Did you take the walk down the aisle? Is what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm walking up.
No. In church, did you take the walk down the aisle?
Oh no, it was a membership class where we all just got in a room, and what I love about this church is that it is, you can look down a row and about 50% of all the races in the world are like represented in like every single row. It's really the most diverse group of people all together with a common cause than I've ever been with. And it's all just about Jesus. And it's
I don't know if you heard me or not, but the one angry Jew joined us on the call. Say hi to the one angry Jew.
Hi, one angry Jew.
I have a comment to make about everything today.
Talk a little bit louder for Chris to hear you, but go ahead, Jew.
Well, you hear me fine.
Debbie, you want me to here? I'm going to walk up from the beach.
What an idea! All right.
Okay, it might be better on the host situation if you did, but that's fine. Okay, go ahead. Well, how did you save a man today? What did you do?
Well, first of all, black people suck. This is twice in a row now that I have encountered someone who needed help. One was at a Burger King. You heard that story. I have pictures this time. When we drove into, my friend was low on gas, and we just told the GPS to go find gas, the fastest gas station we could find. And we ended up in the hood in D.C., in the not so nice areas. We stayed in Georgetown, beautiful. But you're in the hood. Oh, I see you waving.
Can you see me on webcam?
But you're in the hood when they don't have any sugar out, and there's no ketchup, no napkins, nothing. The only thing they had out were straws. I guess people don't like to steal straws.
What happened? I mean, how did you said you saved?
When we pulled in, laid out on the ground in the hot sun was some black guy. There was an overturned cup. He had a bag that had dropped next to him, he was laying, Debbie, and that was laying on that's Debbie, and he was laying on the. Hold on a second. Well, what did you think of the black man that was passed out?
I don't know.
Well, what did you see? Come here.
Guy just sitting down.
He wasn't sitting down, he was laying down. Sprawled more like it. So I get into the McDonald's and I said, anybody
Debbie,
call an
why do you
ambulance
have
for
this
that
guy on your show anyway? Like, why does this guy come on
Why
your
are you
show?
interrupting me?
I'm just wondering.
Again, why are you interrupting me? I said to the...
I don't know. He's sort of just taking us a little off topic, but I was being a little bit patient. Yeah, tonight's Bible talk.
Right. How about do unto others as you would like them to do unto you?
Okay.
Apparently, these black people in the hood don't seem to understand that. Because when I went in there, I said, anybody call an ambulance for that man? What man? The man that's passed out on your property. And then the manager went out and sort of nudged him. The guy got up, and then he fell back down again. So you could sort of wake him, but then he would just he would pass out.
Hey, Debbie, I'm just going to call back, right?
Oh, good idea.
Wait, no. No. Oh, Jew, I can't do that. Chris is my special guest. He's my special guest tonight.
Well, you can go somewhere.
No. He's my invited guest.
Well, he apparently has very thin skin. I know he's well-meaning.
No, I can't do that. I can't put Chris. I can't put you ahead of Chris because Chris was invited and made a special appearance tonight.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I hope he's not mad. Hold on, just finish the story, dear, if you don't mind.
No one in there gave a shit. No one cared. No one had called the paramedics. No one called anybody. And even after they saw him, they went back to their business. I said, whoa, wait a second. What are you doing? I said, did you call anybody or not? No. I said, you going to call anybody? And they sort of shrugged their shoulder. I thought, what's wrong with you people? So I called 911. Do you know how long it took them to get out? 10 minutes.
Oh, really?
You know, I don't make judgments as far as why people are passed out on the pavement. I don't automatically figure that they're drug addicts doing heroin or doing whatever. I think that maybe, just maybe, they might have a medical emergency such as a diabetic coma. Right? This guy was sprawled out, face up, in the hot sun. And no one. I got pictures of a guy walking a dog, go right by him. Just walk right by him. No one did anything. No one so much as picked up a phone and said, hey, there's a guy here who's passed out on the ground, laying in the hot sun, wearing a jacket, no less, and long pants.
You know what? I hate to be rude, but I've got to call Chris back.
Well, call Chris back. He's a big baby anyway.
Well, I'm going to call him on the cell phone and tell him to call back into the show.
He's going to tell me that God loves everybody.
No. Hang on, Jew. Hang on.
That's not true.
Hang on, everybody. Hold on. Okay, I just disconnected that call. I'm calling Chris back. Chris?
Hello, this is Nelson speaking.
I hung up on him. I took him.
Oh, he's gone.
I took him. I took him complete.
Get on with the show.
I took him completely off the call, but I called you on my iPhone, so let me call you back on Skype, okay?
Well, he's not even funny, though.
I know.
I can excuse somebody. I can excuse somebody's, dumb comment that they're at least funny. And, I can understand a dumb comment here and there because, I made a ton of them on your
Well,
last
he
show,
just kind of drones on and on.
He just drones on. He's not funny, and who is that guy anyway? I don't know. I've never heard him say one thing that's as insightful or funny, so...
All right.
But anyway, I have nothing against him, though. Thank God Jesus said love your enemies, or love people that piss you off or aggravate you, rather than like them, because wouldn't that suck if we were commanded to like our enemies?
Yeah. Well, all I know is I have fun. This is my night to be with you and talk about this and talk about what we want to talk about, and I'm not going to have anybody disrupt that. Anybody. Last night,
awesome.
Last night,
I like most of the people you have on. I like Mr. Midnight Movie. Not that this is all matters. It's your show, but I like Mr. Solution. I like Steve Rush. I like Victor and Dexter and the other guy. And yeah.
Last
you
night,
have a really, really good show. You're the queen of internet radio.
Well, I call it my cast of characters. Last night, I even hung up on Mr. Solution.
You're on sorry.
Last night, I even hung up on Mr. Solution because he wasn't getting with the program. And the Jew knows I like him. We have a nice relationship, but it's just not a good blend on Sunday Night Bible Show. It's not.
Well, yeah, if he wants to blather on about race and how he hates black people and blah, 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 I know where he's going with this. He's trying to start a little... He needs to stop listening to these morning zoo type radio shows and these other obnoxious Spreaker shows that only have 15 listeners a show. It's why you only have 15 listeners a show? Because you just talk about stuff that nobody cares about, and I think, Debbie, what we're seeing is a shift right now because everything goes in cycles and phases. People are realizing.
We'll be right back. We'll be right back with the show again. Hold on.
Gonna go to the place that's the best.
Stop it, Debbie. Okay. Don't forget, boys and girls, it's getting close to Phil Hendry night. Phil Hendry, my dear friend, has decided, Rats, I have got cord problems going on. Have you ever had one of those nights when you've got wires that just aren't working out? Phil Hendry has said he is coming back on the show for a couple hours. And he's just going to chit-chat. We're going to talk about whatever we want to talk about. And he's going to be here whenever I decide to have him here. His response to me was, absolutely, babe. Let me know. And he's so fun. And he opens up and just, I messed my microphone up. I've got everything all screwed up here. But I'm on webcam. And I think I look okay. I don't know. I have to go on webcam to show people that I'm not old, and I'm not fat, and I'm not mean, and I'm not bad. But anyway, I know I'm making a lot of noise, but I'm moving everything around. I need to call Chris back on Skype. And we were talking on the iPhone. Let me get back on track here. Yeah, the Jew is a dear friend of mine. I have a lot of respect for the Jew. A lot of good things to say about him. But some people just don't mix. Let's call Chris back now and see what's going on. What's happening? When the town of Chicago died. I was not mean to you. Don't be a whiny brat. Aw. Hi, Chris. Hello. Chris? There he is. Now I'll turn my webcam on so you can see me.
Debbie?
Can you see? Can you hear me? Chris? Chris?
Debbie!
Can you see me?
I can see you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you and I can see you. Debbie.
I look terrible with these earphones on. You can't see my hair or anything.
You are beautiful.
Is this your new place?
This is my new place. All right, I'll try to give a better backdrop.
Oh, lovely wallpaper.
Yeah.
Oh, stop it! He holds Meowington upside down. You're such a mess.
All right, here, I'm going to try to hook up these headphones and
I have to take mine off for a second and take my hair down for a second and take these glasses off and show you my blue eyes. Can you see my eyes?
Wow.
I know, they're amazing, and they're just like so big and blue, and everybody's like, are they fake? I'm like, no, these are my real eyes.
Those are your real eyes. I mean,
my hair is wet. I was in the pool, and I just put it up in a ponytail. It's soaking wet, so it's cold. But Chris and I are talking face to face. Aw. Is that Meowington or Scaredy Cat?
This is Meowington right here.
Hi, Meowington. Kitty, 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 kitty. Oh, he put his hand on your face. He's so cute.
She's upset because she wants to go downstairs, and she's got to sleep in my room. What's all that noise?
Do you hear noise?
Well, there was like a loud blowing. It was probably my fan. Here, let me turn that off.
Oh, I don't know. Well, Chris and I are sitting here we're talking face to face on webcam, and
all right.
My headphones are so big and stupid looking. I look dumb in them, but I'll put them back on.
Oh, well, keep them back on. Well, I mean,
and my glasses look dumb. But what is that on the wall? Is that wallpaper? That great big flower?
It's some kind of like wallpaper, and it's got some. It's like a strip of wallpaper.
It looks like two big eyes. Are you in Are you in like a garage apartment or something?
I'm in a house that would be a very nice house, if it was like like you and your husband or something. And but I'm in here with 4 other dudes, or no, 3 other dudes, and the landlord and his girlfriend.
Oh, you're doing a share thing.
Found them on
Yeah.
Craigslist, and
You'll
had
probably
to
get killed. They're probably going to kill you.
Hey,
I'm joking.
Debbie, I'm ready. I'm ready. I mean, that's why I'll swim as far out as I get. And what I like is I found out where I'm going to have my quiet time with Jesus now is going to be out in the ocean when I wake up to go out because that's where I had it today. I swam out as far as I could, and it was way out there. And
do you have riptides?
Jesus.
Do you have to watch for?
Today was a very calm day for the ocean, and because it's so important to have a quiet time with Jesus.
Oh, absolutely, and it's hard to find that.
It is because you don't really want to do it in front of other people, but it's absolutely essential because the only way to become more like Jesus is to spend time with Him, and when I'll tell you this.
But so many people don't know. So many people don't know how to do that, Chris, and they don't know what to do. And you know, it's so easy. You just kind of call him up, just talk to him. You know, right? You look a little tired.
Yeah,
Are you tired?
No, I'm totally energized. So, and I moved this weekend. We're all tired. Is anybody not tired? I mean, we're all working so hard, spinning our wheels, getting up early, working hard. I mean, we're all tired, and something that gets to me sometimes is when people will say that they're too tired to do something with you, or they don't have time. Time is the great equalizer. We all have a certain amount of time. We all have different types of amounts of money, but we all have the same amount of time. And time is the one commodity that you never get back. And that once it's gone, once it's spent. You can always make more money, but you can't make more time. And did I lose you, Debbie?
No, I go on mute.
All right.
I'm here. Can you see me?
Yeah.
No, I go on mute. I have on overalls.
Debbie, you are absolutely beautiful. I mean, and
thank you.
And
I thought I was making you nervous on webcam, so I took my webcam down for a second. You acted like you were nervous.
Oh, okay. This is the first time that we're actually talking face to face.
Yeah,
so,
I'm sorry.
So maybe I am a little nervous. Yeah, I mean, so it's absolutely essential to spend time with Jesus every day. And when I know when it's not going to be when I'm in bed about to close my eyes because when I close my eyes, I fall asleep. I don't know about you. So when I spend
I fall
time
asleep when my head hits the pillow.
Exactly. And when I'm spend time with Jesus, it's I have my eyes open. I don't have my hands folded. And I talk to him like a normal person. I talk to him and it's good to have a specific place you go to every day to have a quiet time with Jesus.
I agree.
And in my move, I mean, I had my place back in Pennsylvania, my old house, and I'd go back in the woods there every day and spend time with Jesus and talk to him and talk out my problems and. Because we all have them, and now since I've been down here, I haven't really had a place. Well, I found one. I swim as far out in the ocean as I can, and then just hang out there and lay on my back, and then I say, Jesus, I'm really scared about this situation right now. Please have your hand in this. And I say, Jesus, I feel really pissed off at my ex-wife today. and Jesus helped me to not be pissed off at her, and more importantly, helped me not to be pissed off at her parents, because all that hurts is me. And I just want to demonstrate a little bit how I talk to Jesus.
Did her parents push this a lot? Did they push her to do this a little bit? The dad? A little bit.
That's not important right now. But
okay. Because I was just wondering where I don't want to sit here and you know, what do you call it? Psychoanalyze you, but I think that's great that you can do that, because I do the same thing. I mean, I pray all the time. I'll pray I'll say if there's a long line at Whataburger, I'll be like, oh, please let this Whataburger line go. I pray all the time. It's ridiculous. I stay in constant contact with him. It's crazy. So I know exactly what you're saying. But I have a hard time remembering to, to sometimes be thankful and be more like formal in prayer and stuff, and say thanks for things, and to, it's really hard when you have kids, because, I mean, even if they're grown, because you want them to be protected and stuff, and, I have to remember to pray for stuff like that,
Well, here's the thing, Debbie. I'm not on mute. Here's the thing, Debbie. There's nothing in the Bible exactly that says that you need to be this formal with God. I mean, I remember my granddad's prayers. You go, God rest his soul. I love that man. I learned so much about Jesus from him. But the second we would, Meowie, come on, just chill out, all right? The second we would sit down at Meowie, Meowie. All right, here, I'm just going to let her out. Hold on a second. All right,
you're going to let her out? Is she already acclimated over there? Is she acclimated to the area?
Anyway, the second we would sit down to dinner with my granddad, the King James would come out. I mean, it was, Lord God, we praise ye for this food, and we praise ye for the fine works that you have bestowed upon thee, and we praise ye your name for the, and it just kind of, and we were just sitting there with this plate of food in front of us that was this wonderful plate of food. And I just, everybody would have their eyes closed and hands folded, and I would snag a little piece of meat off my plate while he was praying, because you never knew when he was going to end. And we ask thee to be with thine brother Eric, that is not with thee right now, and it's not with us right now, and we praise thee for this. And I was so hungry, and I would just be snatching things off my plate. I'd be eating and then my sister Becca might have her eyes creaked a little bit too, and then she'd be like, Chris said Chris was eating during prayer. Well, here's how I feel about this, Debbie. Jesus taught us how to pray, and he even ridiculed the Pharisees, the religious leaders of the day, for their long, obnoxious prayers. And look, this is how my granddad was raised. I'm not criticizing my granddad in any way, but I am saying this: there is nothing in the Bible that says that we have to do this cadence and this ritual and use King James English language. Remember, King James English came 1,400 years after Jesus. So he didn't. The idea that Jesus talked in this English of the 1400s, and it is not true. Now, the King James version of the Bible happens to be my favorite version of the Bible. I also like the New Living Translation, the Amplified version, and the Amplified version of the Bible is good. The New King James version, but my favorite is the King James version. But I think that a lot of this has gotten into that's not true. That's false. This false idea that when you pray, it's got to have a specific cadence, a specific ritual and ritualistic language. Most of my prayers are Jesus, help, help. Dang it, I am in a bad situation right now. And Jesus, let me tell you something. I am mad at God for my wife leaving me, and I am mad at her. And I'm mad at her parents. I don't want to be because I'm not supposed to be. Help me with this. And let me tell you, I'm not mad at her and I'm not mad at her parents anymore. And I shouldn't have even mentioned that because that's I was just kind of trying to give an example, a real life example. Like here's the thing, like Jesus, um, man, I would why did you make men and women the way you make them? Why do I have to like these women so much? And all they do is reap havoc in my life. And why did you create us to have sex the way we do and this and that? I would get so much more done if I wasn't so obsessed with women, which actually is not that true because most guys do the things they do for a woman, and that's I think God is saying back to me, well, how would you have done it? You know, but I just want to give an example of the way a lot of my prayers go. They and Rick Warren calls them microwave prayers. That it just God help when you're facing a temptation, help. Or you're
Yeah, well, you know, they say that sometimes that airline pilots in the black box, you hear them say, "Oh God," you know, and they say they wonder if they're crying out to God right before they kiss that concrete going 75,000 miles an hour, you know?
Good night.
I mean, think about it. You know, it's the last words they say is, "Oh God," you know, and I'm thinking, yeah, it's like.
It's a good example. It actually is.
You know what I mean? I mean, I call it a 911 call because sometimes when I pray, I'm like, okay, look. I know that this isn't no ordinary prayer. I need you to stop what you're doing and either send an angel over here or something. I got an emergency on my hands, you know. But I do the same thing. But it's like nothing but just talking to somebody. Chris keeps walking off of camera, so I don't know if he can hear me. Can you still? There you are.
Debbie, I do not have many places to walk. Let me be honest with you right now, okay?
Oh.
I have been relegated to a college dorm room practically. I went from living in a.
You're Job.
Oh my goodness, not even close.
Well, you know what I mean. Oh, I know all about Job.
Oh my goodness.
I studied the entire book of Job, but he
was the richest man on earth.
I know.
He was the richest man on earth.
Me and Mr. Solution took it chapter by chapter on my show, every chapter, and studied it.
Wow, you did. Wow, that must have taken some time.
Oh, it was excellent. It took about 4 months. We did it on Sundays and Wednesdays. And we went chapter to chapter. It was excellent. Somebody just said, "What does an atheist scream out during an orgasm?" Is that a joke? What does an atheist?
Well, hopefully not another girl's name or another guy's name.
We give, what is the answer? Person that just asked that. What does an atheist scream out during an orgasm, please? And I have a feeling they'll take a minute to answer that question.
Probably Jesus Christ. Because I mean, a lot of these atheists, they use God's name in vain all the time, even though they quote unquote don't believe in him. They say.
Well, and an atheist cannot.
See, I try to take funny questions and answer them seriously, but
an atheist cannot believe in the devil. You cannot believe in the devil, and I don't believe. What do you think about people that say, "Oh, I believe in God, but I don't believe in the devil and hell"? I mean, I think that's an oxymoron.
Well, it's unbiblical.
Exactly. I feel the same way.
You know, you can take the Bible and scribble out the parts you don't like or the parts you don't agree with. And boy, that would be a nice Bible. I would love to just be able to take the Bible and go, okay, yeah, that part about lust, let's just scribble that out. And this part over here, I don't think I agree with this. So here, let's just scribble that out. And then, and you can make a very, very nice watered down Bible. And if you just took out all the things that were hard for you to do, and everybody's watered down, scribbled out Bible would be different too, because everybody struggles with different things. And let me just say this to anybody.
I have found a new Bible over the past, since I talked to you last. Go ahead. But he never answered the question that he asked. He said, I don't believe in hell. And he claims to be a Christian, this person that's talking to me. How can you be a Christian person that's talking to me and not believe that there's a hell? You must not read the Bible. You must not take the Bible word for word. How many times is hell mentioned in the Bible, Chris? I can get the answer. I can get that answer for us. It's mentioned several times. I believe hell was created for Lucifer and his fallen angels. Do you remember that story and everything?
Well, are you talking to me or the dude?
I'm talking to you. It's just you and I.
Oh, well, usually, I mean, Satan isn't brought up in the Bible until 2 Chronicles. Of course, he was the serpent in the Garden of Eden, but the Bible doesn't focus on as much on Satan, and because he's just a bunch of lies. I mean, we all know people that are Satan wannabes. I mean, his great sin was having pride and wanting to be God, and we all know people that want to be God, and that is the same sin that Satan committed.
I don't know if a lot of people out there know the story of Satan and where it came from, what happened. It's my knowledge. I mean, I can look it up, but hold on. Okay, Victor's in here. Say hi, Vic.
Hey.
He sees you, Chris.
Hey, Victor.
Lucifer was hanging out in the... Look, he hang his cats upside down. He was hanging out one time with God and the angels, and he asked them to... I get off topic when I look at Chris on webcam because he's playing with the cats. He asked them to respect his creation, Adam and Eve. And one of the angels said no. He had a sin of pride, right? Am I right?
About Satan's sin. I mean, yeah, his sin.
No, the story of what happened. How did it all happen?
Oh, I don't know. It might say something. If it does talk about that in the Bible, it's very brief because, I mean, we know Satan was an angel and he was a very gorgeous angel and he was very powerful, and then he decided one day he wanted to be God. And now the piece of crap comes all around whispering in everybody's ear that, oh yeah, you can do that. It's okay. Oh, Christians always do this. Oh, most Christians do this. Oh, you can still be a Christian and do that. Oh, this whole Jesus thing, maybe he didn't even exist. And he goes around and whispers this crap in everybody's ear. And that just tells me more and more that this is a real living being we're dealing with. But I mean, here's the thing, Debbie. So many hundreds of millions of people, millions on Earth, and they always hang out in the political circles and on television today. They're mini Satans. I mean, they all, and that is the norm. The norm is to go, I'm God. Who needs God? I think I'm a Buddhist, or I think the Buddha had some good teachings. I mean, but people don't even know. They'll go, oh, you could be a Buddhist and be a Christian. But people will go like, oh, this is a side note. They'll go, I know better than God. God can't be that smart if he created this universe, and he probably doesn't even exist anyway. So, I'm even though he created me, if I were God, I would do better, and I would know better what's best for everybody. And if I created this whole creation, things would be better. And then people start to believe that they created themselves. And then they go, I don't even believe in God anyway. We all evolved from monkeys. And then they start to believe that they are God. And that is the norm. I mean, turn on your television, anybody listening. Deb, turn on your television. You can see it right now in action. People who think they created themselves and that they are God. The self-made man usually worships his maker. And the self-made woman usually worships her maker. And we see this all the time. That's the norm on this fallen planet. What is the exception and what's exceptional are people that try to be like Jesus and are surrendered to God and realize they are not God. And that idea, I try to say that to myself at least once or twice a day. God is God and I am not. And that brings me great comfort in even the worst situations.
Well, Satan is also mentioned in the book of Job quite a bit. I remember.
Oh, yeah, that's the first time we hear it, because the book of Job is the oldest book in all of mankind.
Mm-hmm.
It predates Genesis and the Moses book.
Who do you think wrote the book of Job?
I don't know. Who wrote it?
Well, me and Mr. Solution talked about that one night, and we have come up with, it was Moses or Noah.
That's not. I don't know. Maybe it was. I don't know. But we know it. We know it's the oldest book there is, and that's not just in the Bible. That's in all of literature. The oldest book in all of human literature is the Book of Job.
It's a great book. I love it. I mean, I like to read it just like a book. I think it's fabulous. I love it. We did extensive research on it and studied it. We had a lot of fun doing that. We went through the entire book. It was long, tedious, but a lot of fun. It's so many people are hitting me up with questions everywhere, and I'm just ignoring them all because I can't focus on that many people. It's hard for me when people. I mean, I can either tell them to call in, or I can have a conversation with them while I'm on the show and trying to listen to you, because if I focus on them, then I don't know what you're saying, and it's just like really hard for me, you know?
You've got a producer though. Like, do you have somebody, or can Victor like look at your message board and write the little questions on a piece of paper, or send you a text message and say this person, the ones that are interesting.
Wait a minute, I've got to address something in my chat room. What do you mean, Alan? Tune in tomorrow night. Nelson is going down. What, have you just turned into a shitty old troll or something? What is up with you? Get out of my chat room. Are you kidding me?
Does Debbie have boobs?
I mean,
Debbie's got boobs.
This is a father.
This is
a father of young children, and I can't believe he goes, tune in tomorrow night, dude. Nelson's going down. I'm like, what do you mean Nelson is going down? I'm like, oh my gosh. These people are just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Just ridiculous.
Yeah,
Debbie sees young me. Get out of my chat room and don't ask to be unbanned again. Get lost, you piece of crap.
Wait a minute. Was the next word in that meat? Debbie sees young meat. Well, Debbie.
Yeah, with my husband standing behind me. He acts like I want to.
Oh, hey, Mr. Daly. I know this is not his real name.
No. I need to say this.
I have
these
great
people.
respect for your husband.
These people act like I want to have sex with you. Okay, these mullets, these stupid men on Spreaker, they act like I want to have sex with you. My husband's standing behind me. Standing behind me.
Isn't your husband kind of one of the? I mean, he's a bail bondsman, right?
He's a badass.
He's a badass. Yeah,
he's a badass.
Right?
No, he's worse than that. He's one of the owners, and he's an investor. No, he's not a bounty hunter. Bounty hunters work for him.
If I ever go out with your daughter, I'm going to have to be a true gentleman. But like that's never going to happen.
These men on
Spreaker. I would, no matter what. I would be a gentleman, even whether or not I was afraid of her dad.
These men on Spreaker are so petty and little and shallow and horrible. And
Here, I gotta let the cats back in. Hold on.
Anyway, this is horrible. I can't focus here on anything. It's just, when I read what Alan said in my chat room, I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? I just ban. Go ahead.
Yeah, just click ban on the obnoxious people, and
but if
anybody's got some interesting questions, is that Meow? Is she at the door? Meow, are you at the? Scaredy Cat's in here. No, they're both in here, aren't they?
Hi, Deslex. I can see you're a bounty hunter. You're a bounty hunter for bail bond companies, Deslex? I'm talking to the chat room right now. I have to keep up with the chat room somewhat.
Okay.
I am thinking of alcoholic. What does that mean? Anyway, I don't know. They say things, and I banned Stabby McHugs and that stupid Alan Wayne. He's turned into a mullet. He's turned into a troll. He's never going to make it in terrestrial radio. I've got $20,000 sitting right over there. I will give it to anybody if he makes it to terrestrial radio. I will hand it to him. How about that? I need
to go to the bathroom real quick, and I need to go find Meowington and bring her into my room. I'll be right back.
Okay. I will hand Alan Wayne $20,000, which I have. I'll turn on my webcam and show you. I have more than that, but just on hand I have that. If he makes it to terrestrial radio. He's never going to. He's a troll. He's a stupid troll. Okay, hold on. Jewish producer's talking to me. What's up, JP? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Jed goes, pow, pow. I'm in Skype right now, JP. You went, psst. Here I am. I'm on webcam, too. This is like a crazy show. Let me say hi. If I make it through this show, it'll be an act of God. I come over here to talk to you, now you don't talk to me. Oh, yes, I'm on the air right now. I just banned some mullets out of my chat room over there for talking smack about my guest tonight. Oh, tomorrow night Nelson's going down. This is a 40-something-year-old man, father of two, that acts like he hangs around with 20-year-olds. And by the way, Moxie is exactly, and I will stake my life on it, the life of my children. I know her birthday, her exact birthday, to the day. Moxie is 44 years old. 44. She's on her way to the big 50. And she looks 64. So, there you go. Moxie's 30. Moxie hasn't seen 30 for over a decade and a half now. But I don't hate on Moxie. I think Moxie's pathetic. She's an old female spinster troll that hangs around with a bunch of 20-year-old criminals. She's never been married. Anyway, so we women that are of a certain caliber, we don't pay attention to people like that. She's mean, tacky, ugly, speaks horrible, and I don't have anything to say about her. She's not in my league. So anyway, we're just sitting here going, hello. Are you back? No? Okay. Chris. Well, I can talk about what I had for dinner. I sent Mr. Midnight Movie a video of I went to one of those hibachi grills where they cook the food for you right in front of you and they chop it all up and they make rice and they flip their knives around and stuff. It was a lot of fun. I videotaped him and I said, say hi to Mr. Midnight Movie. He goes, hello, Mr. Movie. And he asked if it was Vic. I went there with my daughter. So I went to a hibachi grill tonight to eat.
Did you say something about your daughter, Debbie?
I just said we went to a hibachi grill.
Oh, cool. She looks
Yeah.
like you a lot.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, absolutely. She's the spit image of me. It's weird. We even talk alike.
Really?
We have the same voices.
Because you've got the sexiest voice I think I've ever heard in my life.
And she hates her voice.
It's yeah. I mean, yeah. So here's my question, Debbie. How am I going to go out with your daughter on a date? How am I going to take? I mean, you live in Dallas. I live in Daytona Beach.
Well, you're not. I mean, you obviously aren't because you don't live around here. But if you ever get around here, she would probably love to go out with you. And she's never, ever, ever said that before about anybody.
I'm gonna have to fly out there then. I can visit I've got all sorts of relatives that live around there. I'll go see them all in there. But yeah, I'm gonna have to fly to Dallas. Are you being serious or is this just?
I don't keep Heather from dating anybody she wants to date. And when she saw you last week, I've never heard her say that before. She goes, "Turn the webcam on, Mom." And she was standing there with horrible wet hair and just said, "Hi." And she's never done that. It was shocking. So there's something about you that she finds attractive. I think you're the kind of guy that her and I both, we like brown hair, brown eyes, a stern eyebrow, like they're kind of pissed off looking. You look a lot like my father. It's strange. I know. He was gorgeous though. Through the eyes you do, but it's just really weird. I mean, I don't see a lot of people that look a lot like my dad, but I bet a lot of people tell you that you're a handsome person. And Victor can hear me. He doesn't. See, Vic knows. Vic and I have a different relationship. He knows. It's like he said one night when they got him on the show and they said, and Steve Rush said, "Vic, how do you handle so many men flirting with your wife?" And he goes, "It's simple. She's going to go home with me." And I know that.
Yeah, and what I loved about, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And it's like, I wouldn't be alive if I didn't say, I like guys. I don't get along well with that many. Women don't get along with me. A lot of women don't. They just are. I mean, I have a lot of very, very good friends, best friends that I've had for many, many years. But, you know, as a general rule, they're like, "Oh, well, doesn't she think she?" Because I do work out. I keep myself in shape. And I'm just...
Yeah. I mean, I can't stand women either. My pastor today said, he was like, he always brings his wife up on stage, and I mean, she's freaking gorgeous. And he's like, "Oh, this is my midnight rendezvous, my girl on the side." And he like went down every like stereotypical thing a guy says about the person he's supposedly cheating on his wife with. And you know, I mean, Debbie, here's the thing. All right, let's just be straightforward, honest about this. And I want to talk to the ladies in this audience. Ladies, would you like to put the internet pornography business out of business?
Wait. But before you say that, I heard you talking about that.
You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying.
And Victor says one of the things he's always enjoyed about me is I become that other woman. Many times, you know what I mean? I mean, we do some really crazy things sometimes. Like, I was telling people that one of the funniest things, and I don't mind saying this, I'm not going to talk about anything private, but we went to stay, we call it running away. We go to the Four Seasons. We have a membership out there. He plays golf out there, and they have a beautiful hotel out there. It's the TPC, the Players Course. They have the Byron Nelson's gorgeous golf course. The Cottonwood Valley is on the other side of McAllen Boulevard. At MacArthur Boulevard. And when we get bored with all of this family stuff, we run away. Well, one time we ran away, it was probably 3 or 4 years ago, and we get out the Circle Drive, the valet, and they know us. "Oh, hi, Mrs. Montoya, blah, blah, blah," you know. And we have this same room that we always like to get one of the rooms that ends in 6-5 because it's on the corner overlooking the TPC course, and you have a really cool balcony. But anyway, one time I said, "Go on up with the concierge. Go on up because I'm going to do a couple of things down here first, and I'll be up in a minute." And when I came up, I went like this. I go.
Yeah, let's have a quick.
And I go, no. Listen, wait. Let me finish. And I go, did you call for a call girl? And I think that you're right. If people want to keep their marriage alive, you have to keep your marriage alive.
All I'm asking for is a woman who will wear the Princess Leia metal bikini. I mean, that's and like, I don't need to dress up like Han Solo. But by the way, you want to know something really interesting, Debbie? Watch the end of The Empire Strikes Back, okay?
Okay.
That very last scene where Luke gets the new hand and the robots are going and like look at and then they cut to Lando Calrissian, the only black guy in the galaxy, in the Millennium Falcon. He's wearing Han's clothes. Why is he wearing Han's clothes?
That's kind of freaky.
Seriously,
I don't know.
Watch the movie. He's wearing Han's clothes.
I like Star Wars because it started in the middle of the story. It starts with The Empire Strikes Back. That is so badass. And the story behind Star Wars is he started writing it when he was, 12 or so? You know?
Yeah, I'd imagine, yeah.
He was very young. Are you okay?
Yeah. Well, the dude's just going into the room next to me, and I just, I haven't done many podcasts from the room late at night.
What is that noise?
Oh, that's the train. Oh, that's nothing, Debbie. I live in a place...
Does your bed start vibrating all around the floor?
Yeah, it kind of does. But, I lived in a place that was right next to the fire station, and that... And then times 10, it would do that 10 times. And it was right next to my bed. And I was like, oh, that's why this place is so cheap. Ah, I figured it out. Yeah.
I liked it when we lived by the fire station.
He's wearing Han's clothes. It's very strange.
But what were you going to say about putting the online porn business, out of business? What was your idea?
If you want to put the online porn business out of business, like many of us guys would like to see, let me just tell you something. I would like to see an internet completely clean of pornography. That even if I wanted to look at it, it wasn't there. And the way to do that is for women to start sexing their husbands up, just like the Bible tells them to. You know the Puritans, Debbie. You know the Puritans were.
Right.
And, you know how everybody goes, oh, why are you being such a Puritan? You don't want to put this and there and do that and hook this up to what and then do what? Huh? Well, anyway, the Puritans, if there was a man in the congregation who was not having sex with his wife at least once a day, the wife would go to the board of the church, the board of deacons or the board of elders, and would say, my husband has not had sex with me in a day or two. And those elders or those deacons would go straight to that man and say, what's going on? Why have you not have your wife in the past day or two? And they would say, you go and you do that. And they would confront him on it. Those are the Puritans, by the way. Christians. And the Bible says very clearly that this is something, men take the initiative on most things, but sometimes women have to take the initiative on this. And let's just be honest, Debbie, most of the times, I mean, it's got to be the woman in this case. And the Bible says very clearly that wives need to sex up their husbands constantly. once a day at least, if not a couple of times a day.
Yeah, but Chris, what happens so many times is these women get married and they spit out a couple or three kids, they get overweight and fat, and they get all consumed by
Debbie. These women that think they're overweight and fat need to stop watching so much freaking television and stop reading idiotic romance novels.
Yeah, but you didn't let me finish.
You didn't movies and stop looking at the magazines.
Hey, Chris, I'm going to tell. Remember, you talked about interrupting. Chris, you talked about interrupting on your show. Remember, and I'm going to stop you so you don't interrupt. Okay, you're doing it. Okay. Here's what I was going to say. These women get so involved in my kids, and they totally forget about their husband. Women, let me tell you something. If you want to stay married happily like I am, put him first. Don't put those kids first. He comes first, and you let those kids know he comes first, not you, okay? You were an afterthought. Some of you were a bad idea. No, I'm joking. But, and husbands, put your wives first. When you come home from work, run to find her, kiss her on the cheek, ask her how her day was, and don't let those little bastards come running up, Daddy, 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 while the wife sits in the other room going, is Dad home? It's never going to work, because if you don't keep the marriage intact, that's the basis, that's the foundation of the family. How are you going to keep the family intact when you don't keep the foundation? It's like the foundation of a house. I mean, we have slab foundations here in Texas, and if you don't keep your foundation, the whole house will fall down. So yeah, I can talk about marriage, and I am qualified to do that. Go ahead, Chris. Chris, we can't hear you.
Oh, yeah, ladies, everything she said is right on. And I've been to small groups with guys that were talking about, how, you know, we all have a hard time not looking at internet porn and cranking one out, and that's not the Jesus thing to do. I mean, Jesus said that it is better to cut off your hands and gouge out your eyes than it is to jack off to internet porn. And so a lot of us guys, you know, we'll slip in that area, and then we'll talk about it to each other. And guys will just have this they'll have their heads down, and they're just, they feel so awful for what they're doing. Here are two things that I would like to recommend to women, and we'll see if Debbie concurs. Number one, every man is fighting his conscience every second of every day. He doesn't need you to become his conscience. And if you decide that you want to become his conscience, he will take that frustration out on you. I'm not saying he'll beat you or anything like that, but you will become. Every man's fighting his conscience every second of every day. Ladies, you don't want to be that conscience. He's already got it, okay? He already feels guilty. Number two, if you were sexing him up at least once a day or multiple times a day, 3 weeks a month, then it would not come to this. And you ladies have it in your power to put this beast of internet porn and internet porn businesses, strip clubs and prostitutes out of business. Isn't that what you want, ladies? If that's what you want, then I just suggest do what the Bible
Chris,
says.
I'm telling you, a lot of these
your husband up.
But Chris, a lot of these women, a man didn't marry a 240-pound woman. He married a 120, and when these women let themselves go, a lot of men don't want to have sex with them. He keeps having to get up and go do something about these cats or something. It's driving me nuts.
I thought it was Meowie. It's this dude next door.
Okay.
Debbie, let's just put this to rest for a second. Women, all right? Look at Kim Kardashian. Look how freaking fat she is. Does Kanye West still like her? Maybe. Are they divorced yet? I don't know. They're if not, they're gonna do it soon. But here's the thing, ladies. You go around going, "Oh, I'm fat," this and that, even though your husband is still very attracted to you. And no matter how many times he'll say, "You're not fat, I'm attracted to you," he is, okay?
I'm talking about
little pity parties.
But I'm talking
about how you gained 20 pounds. Look around at men these days. We all got beard guts. I mean,
no, Chris.
Stop comparing. Stop, ladies, comparing yourselves to the Botox injected plastic freaks all over television and magazines. That's not what us guys want.
But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about these gargantuan women that balloon up to 240, 250, after they've had a couple of kids. And I've seen men, my own brother, look at his wife in a bathing suit and look at me and go, "Oh my God." These women let themselves go, and these men aren't attractive to them anymore. And that's why you have to work at it. I am Victor's helpmate. I am not the top dog around here. I'm second fiddle around here. I'm here for him. And I think part of my responsibility is to maintain, to be attractive to him. You're not going to have a marriage. A man doesn't go to a strip bar to watch 250-pound women strip. They don't go on porn and look up 300-pound women. They don't do it.
Debbie, just let me just step in here for a second. Some of them do, and but say there's a fat girl, and the guy likes fat girls, but she's like, "Oh, I'm so fat," and it's like maybe he likes fat girls, but that's where. Okay, look. And I know I'm treading in hard waters here, but yes, of course, keep yourself trim and in best shape, men and women, as you can. But here's the thing: I'm thinking, Debbie, that the women that get to be huge, their husbands are not paying enough attention to them. And maybe if the husband would stop being such a prick about some things, then maybe his wife wouldn't. A woman getting really large is not always 100% her fault. A lot of times it can be her husband's fault in a way, I think. This is just opinion. This is nothing biblically based. Maybe it is. I don't know. But I think that that women need to be sexed up too. It is the husband's job to make the woman feel sexy and to sex her up all the time too. And to be, careful about her needs and to want to get her sexed up too. This is a two-way street. That's what's great about sex. That's why God created it, and God invented sex, by the way. It is so you could have this perfect. And Debbie, if you need to go run away, if you and Victor need to go run away for 15 minutes, I'll host the show for a little while. But that this is a two-way street. That it's not only a woman's responsibility to sex up her husband on a daily basis, but it's also the man's job to sex up his wife. But in that case, And Debbie, tell me if I'm right or wrong, because you're a woman. But I grew up around all women and an estrogen overload of. But anyway, that it's the man's job more to make the wife feel sexy. She's got to feel sexy, and she is. Women are by nature sexy.
I'm here. I was trying to turn my webcam back on, but it won't come back on. There I am. There I am. Can you see me now?
And men, buy your wife a ring like what Debbie's wearing right now.
Oh, you like my ring? Feedback. You like my ring?
That is a very nice ring. But you know what? The wedding rings I even like are the ones that are just like a teeny weeny little chip of a diamond. And I've met people that have lots of money, but the wife wears a wedding ring that is this little teeny beeny little chip of a diamond, and it means so much to her because it represents her husband got that for her when he had nothing, and that's all he could afford.
He bought me this after we'd been married for 20 years. This was my 20-year ring. But
I figured that
the little one came from my daughter, and it says, if you look at it, it says, "I love you." It's from Tiffany's. This is from Heather, and so I wear Heather's, and then I wear Victor's like that. So the one that Heather and Stephen got it for me. So, but anyway.
Debbie, you can bring other people in on this call. I just, you know, I mean, I was listening to that MMM Angry Jew guy, and he was just like, you know, I don't like black people. You know, they eat a lot of chicken, and you know, it's like, come on, man. I mean, let's get some interesting radio.
Does anybody else want to call in? There was somebody in my chat room a minute ago that said they were going to call in. Let me go look.
Well, I'm just saying you don't have to like I'm not like, oh, the Chris Nelson's here. Do you not know who I am? I don't want anybody else on this call because I've got important things to say. I just want you to know that if you want to get Jewish Producer in here, if you want to get Midnight Movie and Mr. Solution, if they're here, like I don't need.
Call in Deslex.
But
can you hear me, Deslex?
Why would you just hate one race? I can't figure that out anyway. I mean, anyway, I don't know. I like multicultural settings. I love going to the church I go to because you look down the aisle and about 50% of all the world's races are represented in about every aisle. It's really cool. Oh man, I need to take a antacid. I'll be right back.
Darling, you are not going to scare anybody off. I can handle anybody. Trust me. No matter who you are, just trust me. Ask anybody. I can handle anybody. Now I'm intrigued. Call in. If you want to see me on webcam, you have to come on Skype. I'm live on webcam right now in all my splendor. Talking to Chris. But Chris starts getting nervous when I go on webcam, so I keep turning it on and off. His face turns red, and he's like, Debbie, you're so pretty. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Oh, call in, Deslex. Or Dslex, or whatever your name is. I gave you the number, or you can Skype in at Debbie _Daily. If you want to see me on webcam Apocalypse, call in. Okay. We have another caller that's going to call in. No, last night everything got kind of weird between Solution and Mr. Midnight Movie, and you know, he may call in tonight, and if he doesn't, he doesn't. He's not going to make or break my show. I didn't want to tell y'all that I was still talking to Steve. I wanted to give all the all the haters, their play with it. They're like, oh, Steve's gone again. No, Steve was never gone again. He went out of town for about 4 or 5 days, and I just like to jack with y'all sometimes and let y'all think that y'all know what you're doing when you don't. It's kind of funny. It's sort of like listening to people talk to me when talk about me in the room. What sounds good, Josh Peterson? Hi, Josh Peterson. When the town of Chicago died. Yeah, last night got a little cranky amongst the players. But it's like I say, I have a cast of characters, and I plan on talking. I have got a list I'm going to talk to Phil Hendry about. This time it's going to be all about podcasting and dealing with haters and dealing with... I'm going to talk to him about problems that I'm having. I'm going to get him to talk to me about them live on the air. I'm going to ask him about all kinds of neat questions. And I'm going to see if he will bring some of the crew with him. I would love to meet Margaret and the General and so many of them. I hope he comes with them, and I'm just so excited. And we have to decide what night we want him. He's live on his show Monday through Friday. So I think I'll try to get him either next Saturday or next Sunday night. Phil Hendry live here on the program. And I will be taking calls. If you want to call in and ask him a question, you can call in. I'm excited. He talked to me one time. It turned out to be 4 o'clock in the morning, but he did talk to me. He's the god of talk radio. Over and above Opie, Anthony, even above Howard Stern, because he does what those guys don't do. Anybody can have a co-host, but I'll kill some time and show y'all until Chris gets back and show y'all what happened last night. Here it is. Was it Living and Learning? Was that it? 725? Was that it? No, it was another one. It hasn't updated on my iTunes. Let me see if I can catch it over here. Maybe I can get it on this thing. Hold on. Let me look. When the town of Chicago died. Yeah, we kind of got a little bit crooked. Yes, he does. He's told me that he makes, excuse me, with his website, he is pulling down about 400 a year. It bounces around 400 a year with the website. We have area code 432 coming on the call here with us. Area code 432. Welcome to the show. Oop, we lost him. Call back 432. Whoever that is, 432. I don't know if that's that guy. Anyway, he's going out. Here we go. Area code 432. You're on the air with Debbie.
Hey, what's going on, Debbie?
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine. I believe I hung up on you a minute ago by accident.
Not a problem. What's going on? Is this Deslex in the chat room?
Yeah, this is Dyslex. Yes, ma'am.
I'll put my headphone backs on. Hold on. We have somebody on the call, Chris. Somebody from the chat room called in. His name is Deslex.
Awesome. Hey, check out this toad.
Oh, where'd you get him at? Deslex.
Look at him playing dead.
Aw, put him back outside. Deslex, tell us.
I heard you mention me a minute ago. You were talking about, you said I was the god of talk radio.
You're not Phil Hendry. Is this Phil Hendry?
No, but I am the god of talk radio. At least Spreaker for now.
Oh, you think so, huh?
I'm new to your show, and I was very interested in checking you out. I know you mentioned earlier that there's quite a few trolls that kind of follow you around on Spreaker, and I just wanted to check out what everyone was talking about. I'm enjoying the show. I kind of confused because I'm new here, but I don't know. I was like, is this a Christian thing or what? And
no, we just do anything we want to do. It's just we just turn on the mics and we do what Chris is showing us. Can you see? No, you're on a phone call, so you can't see what Chris and I are doing. We're on a webcam. He's got a little baby frog right up to the front of the. Chris, take him back outside, Chris.
Love bestiality.
Okay, Deslex, are you in Odessa, Texas?
I am in Odessa, Texas.
Chris,
All right.
hold on.
I'm gonna go put it back.
Go put him outside. Okay, Deslex. Tell me why you think you are the god of Spreaker. Do you have it? Stop it, Chris. Do you have a popular show? He waved bye-bye. The frog did. Do you have a popular show, sweetie? Tell me what you do.
I'm sorry?
Tell me about you.
About me? Like, what do you mean? Like if we're about to go on a blind date or something? Or do you want to know about the show?
Tell me about your show and everything.
Well, my show is completely random, so I like that you said yours is kind of the same way. You do whatever you want to do. But mine is it's a drinking / talk show. So I basically get really drunk.
Wait a minute. I think I've heard of you. You had the trolls in your chat room one night, the BWC, right? Did you have Pimp Hat and those guys, and you got drunk, really, really drunk, and you threw up on the radio? Is that right?
Yeah, but that's every show.
Well,
but I'm happy. See, I tell you, I'm trying to take over the radio world, and so I'm really happy that you've heard of me.
Yeah, I did. How did I hear about that? I think Apocalypse told me or something. Apocalypse and I are friends. I guess if that's what you want to call it, friends. But yeah, this show has a cast of characters. It has like Mr. Midnight Movie, Jewish producer, myself, Steve Rush, Chris is a part of it, Mr. Solution. And we're just like any group of people. Sometimes we get along, sometimes we don't. And it just kind of goes whichever way it goes. I love it. My family knows they love what I do. I'm losing my voice, and they're behind it. They love, and it's a good excuse for me to flip on the turn off the lights and close the door and say I can't be disturbed between 10 and 12 or 10 and 1 or whatever. So it works out well.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. It's my little getaway to my own world, and so yeah, I completely understand where you're coming from.
How long have you been on Spreaker?
About 3 years, I believe.
Are you serious?
See, the thing is here's you just named some people like Apocalypse and Pimp Hat and some other people, and there's kind of this Spreaker community, whether they all get along or not get along. Everyone kind of knows each other in this big group, and I've always been on the outside. To be honest, I just now recently
Me
started
too. I stay, but I hate to interrupt you, but I stay on the outside of that group too. I don't commingle with those people, but
and I just now started because some of these people started listening to my show, and then I felt bad that they're regulars on my show, and I'd never checked their shows out. So I was like, well, that's kind of bad. I'm an asshole. So I started checking their shows out and kind of getting in with everyone, and that's when I just recently kind of noticed that they all kind of talk to each other and check out the same shows and have their own shows, and they all hang out together, and that's basically why I'm here on your show. I saw, I don't remember if it was on Spreaker or Facebook from someone else listening to it, but I saw your show was on air, and I was like, you know what, I hear people listen to the show, they mentioned that she's on air or whatever, so I came to check it out, and now I think I'm in love with you.
Oh, it's too bad you can't see me on webcam. You'd probably be more in love with me. I'm joking. Okay, here's the deal, though. A lot of those people, they don't like me, and they just talk shit about me, and it's stupid, and it's dumb, and it doesn't make any sense, and they'll say things like I'm a crack hoe, or they'll say really dumb things about me. They're just trolls, and they just troll people, and they do it to get a response, and I understand that, and I've been listening to him do that for a long time. But now, do you know Shillbilly?
I do not know that person.
Do you know? Chris he's got one of his cats hanging upside down in front of the webcam. Chris puts on a little show during my show, and it takes me off topic. So,
who is Chris, by the way?
His name's Chris Nelson. He has a show on Spreaker called Imagination, and he's just Yeah, it's called Imagination. And
No, I'm saying competition. Like I'm willing to take you with me because I really like you, and I have to take over the Spreaker. I have to take over the world, and I'll start with Spreaker. And I really enjoy your show so far, and you've let me call in the first time I listened. So we got to crush everybody, Debbie.
Now here's what they're going to do. There's this group of people that are going to come over to you, and they're going to say, they're going to do what they do to everybody. They just got through doing it to the news guy. They did it to Alan Wayne of the Random Radio Network. They do it to everybody. And Apocalypse can tell you what they do is it'll either be Goofy Bone or it'll be one of them that will come over there to your show and they'll say, don't talk to Debbie because she's mean and she'll do all these horrible things to you, which I've never done in my life. I've never done a horrible thing to anybody.
You are more than welcome to do horrible things.
But they're going to tell you, don't hang around with Debbie. And they're going to work you pretty hard, though. They're going to really work you pretty hard. And like last week, Alan called into my show, or I called into Alan's show, and they just went batshit crazy on him for doing that. They put him on trial on one of the shows. They actually had they did. They said, why did you call into Debbie's show? And they're really funny about me. They don't like anybody. They try to keep everybody from coming around me, is what I'm saying. And
yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I've seen them say stuff about you, and to be honest, I don't remember what it was because I joke around a lot. Like I said, the Chris guy, I don't know him. I said he was competition, but I joke around a lot because I ignore the bad stuff like that, and that should be proof because from seeing them say that you're crazy or whatnot, I wouldn't have been here. But I make my own decisions, and I love every listener, and I love the people that make up the Spreaker community. So I ignore the bad and
crazy.
Try to meet new people.
All they do is I'm not going to lie. I have a big listening audience, okay? It's only because I've been doing this a long time. And I have a lot of listeners, and they don't like that. And when you have a show that has 23 listens, 17 listens, 31 listens, and then you see mine every night averaging, 170, 240, every single night, they don't like that. And this is what people tell me, and it took me a long time to finally accept it. And I would never even have spoke these words if they hadn't have just drilled it into my head that they do it out of just a really weird kind of I don't know. It's weird. It's just weird. But they say things like, "Oh, she's crazy." I'm about as crazy as you are. I mean, I don't do anything. I'm just me. That's all I do.
Oh, you're married, aren't you?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, I forgot you mentioned that, so I won't hit on you anymore. I'm sorry.
I live in Dallas.
But if you ever get a divorce, let me know, because I live in West Texas, which is relatively close.
Well, I'm promised to Alpha Dog. He's got first
dibs.
Oh,
man, I'm late.
He said he's got first dibs on me if I ever get divorced. He says he's going to marry me. So, anyway, I don't know, but that's cute for you to say that. Now, what do you do? Do you live alone? Are you married? Girlfriend? What?
I actually have a roommate, a male, and no, I'm not gay, before anyone in the chat asked that. No, I'm single. My last ex and I didn't work out, which is kind of funny you ask that, because on my show, she talked to me. I hadn't talked to her in probably over a year and a half, and just a couple of nights ago, she randomly sent me a message just saying hi and stuff, and I was mentioning that during the show because one of our listeners is her best friend. But no, I'm single, and I guess that's the simple.
How tall are you?
I am 6 foot.
Everybody gives me a hard time about my daughter. We're sort of like a mother-daughter team. She's like insanely hot, so to speak. Everybody says she's hot, and she's pretty. She's a sweetheart.
I think your daughter is very gorgeous. I have seen her.
Have you really? Where did you see her?
On Facebook.
Did you really? Yeah, she's here, but she's not here. She went to eat dinner with a couple of friends, and she's going to be back soon, and she likes to pop in and say hi all the time. Everybody does. I have my husband comes in constantly and says things, and we're in Dallas over. Well, I can't really tell you where I'm at because the trolls are. There's a bounty on my address right now.
I don't know the Dallas area very well. I used to go.
You're in Odessa, is that right? Deslex? What happened to him? We lost Deslex. Call back in. We lost him. There he is. This guy's nice, Chris.
Cool.
Now, why do they call you Deslex? Deslex? Are you dyslexic?
I have dyslexia, yeah.
Oh, okay. Do you ever give out your first name?
Very rarely, but it's been...
Okay. Then you don't have...
People who have dyslexia are usually very smart. I've always found.
Mm-hmm. You're probably very
It's like
smart.
their brain like is always like operating like faster than other people. So that's what I've...
He's like you, Chris. He's single. Sure. He's single, and he has like roommates and stuff that he lives with. So
you're trying to hook me up with Chris now?
No, I'm just saying y'all have that in common.
All right, here's my question to any gay guys that happen to be listening. All right, like, why is it always that? I mean, I guess I can probably guess the answer to this, but like, I'll be like, you know, I'm making friends with a guy. I'll be like, wow, this guy is really nice. And, like, he's not, like, all, like, just always blathering about girls and blah, 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 like every other guy is. And we hang out, we have fun, da-da-da. He's nice to me. This could be a great friend. And then it's like, you know, what? You're not gay? You're not gay? Oh, well, I don't want to hang out with you anymore. Da, 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 da. And it's like, well, you are gay? Well, what about all those times you were telling me about all these girls you love? Well, I do like girls. It's like, well, no, you don't. And then it's like, well, and then it's over at that point. Do you, in the Bible, there's a story of David and Saul's son, Jonathan. And they were not gay. However, they had a very close bond. The closest bond between two males.
Do you not do you not like to hang out with gays, Chris? Is that what? Or what about you, Deslex? Are y'all uncomfortable hanging out like Dexter?
Oh, I don't mind hanging out with gay people at all.
I don't mind hanging out with Chris.
You know, I mean, it's
Chris is not gay. He's going through a divorce. I'd like them to be a little more straightforward with me, but at the same time, we're just don't. Chris,
it's like, well, here's the thing. A guy finds out I'm not gay, and then they get all upset,
he can't hear me.
like I offended them or something. I'm listening. Huh?
Tell Deslex you're not gay. He thinks you're gay, I think.
I'm not. I mean, and when I tell guys this, that think I am, and then I feel like, oh crap, did I lead them on in some way? I thought we were just good friends. And like,
well, something's strange if there's a lot of guys that are thinking he's gay.
If I could only get women to be as attracted to me as the amount of men that have been attracted to me, I'd have something really going on there.
Do you have beautiful eyes, Chris? I noticed.
Oh, he's adorable. He's beautiful. He's very
What about
handsome.
his eyes and his eyebrows?
Yes.
I was always very insecure about my eyes. Earlier in the show, I was talking to Debbie about how I was so pissed off at God and unhappy about the fact that he gave me brown eyes. And let me tell you something about this, guys. Deslax and Debbie. I was pissed off at God. This sounds petty. This sounds infantile. This sounds immature.
Yeah, but it's so easy to change your eye color. It's so easy to change your eye color.
No, it's not. It's not like changing
your hair color. You just get contacts, don't you?
I did for a solid year. I wore around blue contacts, and I would not allow anybody to see me without them, and they looked ridiculous. And it came from this straight up fact. I was pissed off, and I was not a Christian at this time.
but I did believe in God. And I was pissed off at him. I was like, how dare you make me with brown eyes? These brown poop-colored eyes. Why the heck would you do this? What kind of a loving God would make somebody with poop-colored eyes?
Did you see how blue my eyes are?
Yeah. That's nice, Debbie. That's great. I'm very, very happy for you. But here's the thing.
Chris.
Brown
God.
is beautiful. Brown is beautiful. You want to know something else about me?
What?
That I was pissed off at God about?
What? The divorce.
No, not the divorce.
The
This
AIDS.
goes back longer than that.
He doesn't have AIDS. He's not gay, Deslex.
I have a double.
You have a twin?
No.
What the hell is a double?
Is my screen like showing up just in a frozen?
No, you look fine. You're
Okay, good. No.
See, we're talking on webcam. Go ahead.
I have a double nipple.
What is that? Are you serious?
On one of the circles, I have two.
Why?
Why don't you just sit down to God tonight when you're praying to Him and say, Jesus,
You have a
why
good
did
sense
you
of
give
humor.
Chris a double nipple. Neither of my parents had one. Neither of their parents had one. But I have one, and I can prove it. I can prove it.
Wait a minute. Hold on, Chris. Deslex was trying to say something. What did you say, Deslex?
Oh, I was just saying he's correct. His mother does not have 3 nipples.
All right, when you have something funny to say it. But okay, but
Aw,
here's the thing.
be nice. He's our guest.
I'm trying. It's like that's like what am I gonna wear a shirt around saying? That's what she said. I mean, like we're past all that. Oh,
Well, he said he was.
That's what you're.
He said
That's what your mom said last night, Debbie.
He did say he was a jerk. So
Yeah, that's what your mom said last night, Debbie.
go ahead, Deslex.
Chris, is it actually like an extra nipple, or is it like kind of like a mole or something? Because I've seen where they have a mole.
It's a nipple. I'm gonna show it to you. All right, do you have it on the?
I'm not on webcam.
All right, here's the thing. If you've seen that James Bond movie where that guy had a literal third nipple circle. You know, you got the circles, you got the nipples. Like the guy in the James Bond movie, he had a completely separate nipple. Like it was like the whole way down here. But me,
You have a nice looking chest. Wait a minute.
thanks, Debbie. I've got a
Oh, it doesn't look like it. It just looks like a mole or something.
Well, see, that's what I was asking if it looks like a mole, because those are also considered like third nipples.
Do you want to see it?
He can. He's on his phone.
No, I'm asking you, Debbie.
Yeah, I saw it when you zoomed in on it. It just looks like a mole.
I'm working on it. I'll get
We can't hear you.
Actually, Debbie,
Like,
one of them can be hard in the.
we can't hear you, Chris.
You can't hear me?
There you are. Okay.
One of them can be hard and one of them cannot be. Sometimes the bottom one. All right.
It depends what side the guy's on.
It just looks like a mole. That's what I would think. It wouldn't even bother me at all. You have a nice chest. A nice chest. You have a nice chest.
Thank you, Debbie. But here's the point to my story, okay? I used to go to my next door neighbor's house, and he had a hot tub, and he somehow knew how to get all these girls to come over. And we would all, and this was like when I was in high school and college, and we would all hang out with all these girls in the hot tub, which I would probably, if I hung out with a 31-year-old man. But no, this was in high school and college. They were like, who cares? If you ask me, American society watches way too much Law and Order Special Sexual Victims Unit because not all guys are pedophiles. My God.
That's a bunch of crap. Every guy is a pedophile.
No, they're not. And this Law and Order Special Pedophile Unit, and that obnoxious woman with her eyes that are way too far apart.
Okay, but wait a minute. Wait. What about that guy that traps all of those men? Chris.
I know, a young 20-something-year-old man.
Hold on just a second.
No, he's
Chris,
out
hold
for your
on.
children.
No, Chris,
Yeah.
hang on. Chris, hang on just a second. Hold on. We got
Chris
two other
Hansen.
people. Yes, Chris Hansen. I mean, those guys are like back to back to back to back to back. I mean, some of those men, Chris left the room again. Some of those men drive 6 hours to have sex with a 15-year-old girl.
Then there's nothing wrong with that.
According to who? They're not of age.
Nah, that's just. I mean, would you not do that?
Would I have sex with an older man when I was 15?
No, would you have sex with a 15-year-old?
Hell no.
Oh, come on.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. They're children to me. That's too young. Because I think that in my opinion, Deslex, sex comes with it an emotional. There's an emotional side
Bond.
to. No, not a bond, but there's something really emotional about it, and I don't think that a 15-year-old is able to handle something like that. It's an experience. It's an
I'm
experience.
sure they get emotional.
Well, I'm not saying get emotional. Maybe I didn't word it right, but I just think that it carries a lot more with it than just wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. You know? I mean,
Yeah, no, I agree.
But I'm not saying that you have to be in love with somebody to have sex. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that sex in and of itself is it's a big deal. And, you know, there's a lot of people, I don't know. I don't think it's right. I guess because I've seen a lot of girls that age with my daughter, you know, growing up, and they're by no means ready for it at that age. But I know there's a lot of girls that have sex at that age. But don't you think that it's gross for a 38-year-old man to try, or a 45-year-old man to come and try to have sex with a 15-year-old?
Yeah, I do. I was just messing around. Yeah, it's and I'm very strange in that aspect that I don't have sex very often because I want to really care about that person, if not love that person. Like, I don't want to just go have sex. I mean, anyone, guy or girl, they can just go have sex with anyone, you know, and there's a lot of people that do that. But I'm more on the I want to really care about that person first, and I don't want to have sex with them unless there's a possibility that we're going to be together, or we are together already. I mean, once we're together, it's
party on the patio, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Anything goes, and it's crazy and bloody and dirty.
Exactly, and angry, sweaty.
And, yeah, and there's urine, and like I have a saying, it's not good sex unless there's blood and urine.
Oh dear, I don't know about that.
And if you, I don't want to plug my show, so I'm not going to even mention the name anytime.
Plug your show. We don't care.
Are you sure?
You're not going to hurt this one.
It's well, I'm going to ask you, I'll beg you if I have to. You need to come check it out and hang out with us. And I know that might be hard because you mentioned earlier there's a lot of trolls that hang around and follow you around and cause problems.
They don't bother me.
Debbie has entire websites and Wikipedia entries dedicated to to her, and I tell her every time that if any of these guys were actually in her presence, they would fall down and start worshiping her. I mean, these guys that and they're guys. All right, let's just be real. These are not women. They might be, but I'm pretty sure they're guys that trash Debbie all the time. Well, there's a couple chicks here and there, but these people, they are obsessed with her. They are obsessed with her.
Yeah, I'll give you that. It is an obsession. It's an obsession.
I can understand it because Debbie, you've got this sexy voice, and I mean, you're like the whole package. I mean, but and Victor is very lucky.
But having said that, these guys, they are so they are obsessed with
They
you.
really are.
I'd
I'd
say use that to your advantage. I mean, if they're, what's the saying? Any publicity is good publicity.
Mm-hmm. Or when they stop.
That is not necessarily true. Oh yeah.
No, I'll take whatever I can get, whether they're making fun of me or hanging out with me. I'll take whatever I can get.
Well, these people would put out massive quantities of videos on YouTube about me where they would splice my voice and make me say things that I didn't really say. And they would bring a lot of people to my show just to come out of curiosity. And then once they got there, they would say, this girl's not that bad. I mean,
that I didn't come to troll whatsoever, but I did come because of hearing about you from other people, you know. And then
see, Debbie, I told ya. I mean,
okay, tell us this.
I'll shut up now. I want to hear this.
Yeah, I want to hear this. What picture did you have painted of Debbie before you came here?
Well, like I said earlier, I ignored most of it, and I literally did. Like, I didn't read it and then just not think about it. I ignored. If I saw Debbie Daly, I just ignored it because I knew they were going to say something bad or whatever. But from what I did happen to catch, I kind of thought that you were just some crazy old lady. I mean, that's kind of vague, I guess, but I thought
Chris,
you were a crazy old lady, which maybe
Chris, do I look like an old lady to you, Chris?
They always brag on that. They always talk about Debbie being old. Debbie is all right. Let me just knowing that her husband is listening right now and that she's much bigger.
Actually, he's giving the baby a bath right now in my bath.
Okay, great. I can say it how it is. Okay. Let me just say something. Debbie Daly is freaking hot.
That's what Jewish producer says. Jewish producer always goes.
Just gorgeous. but not that that's the only thing. You want that personality. You want a girl that's a woman. I don't want a girl. I don't want a girl taking selfies and going and saying, oh my goodness, like I'm wearing a thong and I'm gonna like bend over so these boys can like look at it. Oh my goodness. Like let me take a selfie.
Like,
you know,
that's what I call AW.
I'm tired. And Debbie,
wait a minute. That's all I wear is thongs. Deslex. What were you saying, Deslex?
Young girl, I like.
No, I know what you're talking about, but I want to give Deslex a chance to chime in. Chime in, Deslex. Go ahead. You got the floor, Deslex.
Well, I was just saying basically what he's talking about, or what a lot of us online call AWs, attention whores, and I completely agree with that. And I think for a while I was into the whole I want someone younger, and you know they're jumpy and happy and hyper and young, but as you get a little bit older, that starts getting more annoying, like basically what he was just saying, and then you want to get someone that has a little more maturity to them. And
I hate the ones that talk like they're 5 years old. They'll call over here and they'll go, like, and all their sentences go up at the end. Is like Steve there?
Yeah.
My name is Tiffany, and I met him at the roller skate park, and I'm like, why are you talking like this? You're 24 years old.
Yeah. They're like 24 and younger,
and they don't say thank you. They say thank you. They go thank you,
and they go girl. Like you like that other girl?
I know they're
so ratchet,
and I'm not
that
trashing
girl
them.
Is such a fake model. I'm gonna take a selfie.
I'm going to play Selfie if you keep saying that. Have you heard the Selfie?
Oh, can you play it? I love that song.
Have you heard Selfie, Deslex? I'll play a little bit of it.
That. My sisters don't even never mind. I'm not going to finish that.
Yeah, it's a pretty funny
song. I've got
song.
lots of sisters. Okay, I grew up in estrogen land. All right.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
I went through all the first periods, all the this and that, and then I went through it all 3 times. I don't have any brothers. I've got. It's this woman overload. I'm surprised I'm not gay. I really am.
Here's a little bit of
When he was
selfie.
at the table, I kept on seeing him look at me while he's with that other girl. Do you think he was just doing that to make me jealous? Because he was totally texting me all night last night, and I don't know if it's a booty call or not. So, like, what do you think? Did you think that girl was pretty? How did that girl even get in here? Do you see her? She's so short, and that dress is so tacky. Who wears cheetah? It's not even summer. Why does DJ keep on playing Summertime Sadness? After you get out of the bathroom, can we go smoke a cigarette? I really need one. But first, let me take a selfie.
Let me take a selfie.
Chris is rocking out.
Slow it back down to its original pace. That beat is amazing.
It is. It's a good beat.
They play music like this at my church, but it's with Christian lyrics. They play dance music, some gospel, everything.
Can you guys help me pick a filter? I don't know if I should go with XX Pro or Valencia.
This is my favorite
You know what
one.
it reminds me of? It reminds me of the 70s hit Valley Girl.
Are we gonna hear it?
Do y'all remember Valley Girl by Frank?
Debbie, I was born in 1982.
By
Okay.
Moon
Oh.
Unit. Well, it doesn't mean that they quit playing it after that.
Yeah.
By Moon Unit Zappa. It's called Valley Girl. And
I'll
it's,
bet I'm about
Valley
to hear
Girl.
it,
Please
I
welcome
think I
Miss
know what you're
Moon
talking
Zappa.
about. I may be wrong. I think I know the song you're talking about.
for sure, for sure.
Like, oh my god! Like, totally! And Tito's like so bitchin'. There's like the Galleria. And like all these like really great shoe stores. I like love going into like clothing stores and stuff. I like buy-
Anyway, sorry.
Girls have been dumb since the 70s. What a shock.
I remember that song. I never would have remembered it till just then, but I remember that.
Moon Unit Zappa was her name. They named their kids stupid names in Hollywood.
Wait, is that Frank Zappa's daughter?
Frank Zappa's daughter. Moon Unit Zappa.
Moon Unit Zappa. Yeah, I wonder how many acid tabs he took when he named his daughter.
Exactly.
That's okay. I mean, it's better than like I don't know, like a normal name, like I don't know, like Debbie or something, or
Karen.
like Megan.
I hate my name. I never liked my name. Do you like
I love your name, Debbie, and I love everything about you. I love you.
Oh, Chris.
Is that your
Victor's
Debbie
gonna have to
Daly?
drive to Daytona Beach if he wants to beat me up.
Oh no, he thinks it's funny. He always says that if they don't fall over her and say crazy things, then there's something wrong with them. That's
Your
what he always
husband,
says.
Victor, he's got to be the coolest guy on planet Earth.
He is the coolest guy on planet Earth.
That's all I can figure, because most guys would be like so jealous at the
I
attention.
couldn't be married to somebody like that, Chris. I couldn't, because I just think that's ridiculous to be jealous, and I'm not jealous of Vic.
Guys.
Now, what did you say? I'm trying to get Deslex to talk more. What did you say, dear?
I was asking if that was your actual Debbie Daly. Is that your...
No,
is that your,
that's not my real name. My real name is Debbie. My real name's Deborah, the long way, Deborah. And I was supposed to be named Elizabeth Ann. I'm supposed to be Beth Ann. So, but my aunt took the name away from my mom. My mom was really mad about that. She's like, damn it. But all of the women in my families are named Ann. My middle name's Ann, Deborah Ann. So, anyway, that's a big deal to me. But whatever. I mean, I don't know. It's nice to look good in being a female, because in this culture, a lot of females are judged by their looks. And I'm glad that I don't look horrendous or anything, because that would be really bad in this culture.
I wish guys were judged by their looks. Unfortunately, we're more judged by our bank accounts.
Well, that's because you're probably decent looking. I'm definitely judged by my looks, and that's why I'm single.
Girls don't care about looks. Girls,
I'm
I
idiot.
see this couple at church, and it's this like smoking hot girl that looks like Debbie with this like short fart, and he's like this little guy, and I'm thinking, like, is that her son or is that her? there's
think
a little
it's her
bit of difference.
husband. I
Now,
think
what
it's
do
her
you
husband.
what do you
it
look
could be
like,
her son.
Deslex?
He can't even grow a full beard. I mean, you've gotta
Hang
have
on,
money or
Chris.
something.
Hold on. I want Deslex to tell us what he says. He's horrendous looking. What do you look like? We'll be the judge.
Is there any way I could send you a link? I don't know how to explain it. I have poop brown eyes, quote unquote, Chris. I'm 6 foot. Kind of skinny. Can I send you a link or something? I have no way.
I'm picturing like what's his name, Conan
Send her
O'Brien.
a selfie. Let me just...
Send her a
Here, let me
selfie.
take a step. Who are you picturing?
Conan O'Brien.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, okay.
I have brown hair, by the way.
Oh, okay.
And
I
it's not
love-
as wavy, crazy like Conan's hair.
I happen to think Conan O'Brien is hysterical.
I have sexy hair.
Sexy hair. That's good. Now, why do you do podcasting? What is it?
It's something. Well, I grew up, and I don't know. I know a lot of people did this, so it kind of sounds like, oh, well, duh, me too. But I grew up getting tapes and cassette tapes. I'm 33, by the way. I was born in 1980, and I'd just put them in the. I'd record over every tape I found. And I'd just record myself talking, and I'd sit there and talk to nobody like I was a DJ on an FM station. And then I'd even act like I'd take calls and everything, and I don't know, ever since I was little, I've always wanted to be on radio. And back then, to do it online, well, not back then, but years later, to do it online, it used to be pretty
We're going to do
expensive.
something. We're going to do something we haven't done in a long time to you. You just walked into something that Debbie Daly does sometimes. Tell me one of your favorite songs.
It's pretty hard.
What is it?
It's Wait and Bleed by Slipknot.
Oh, I love Slipknot. Okay.
It's
I want
not
you
my
to.
favorite. It's one of my favorites.
Okay, I want you to. Do you know what an in-bed is, right?
I do not.
Okay, an in-bed is like. Let me show you one of my favorite songs by Slipknot, and I'll do an in-bed for you. We used to do these on the radio when I was actually on the real radio. Okay, Slipknot. Let's see. Which one do I know that I love so much? Do they do No One Knows What It Likes to Be Behind? No, that's not them. That's
the Who, and then covered by Limp Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit's who I'm thinking of. I love a Slipknot song, but I can't think of what it is.
There's is it an older one, a newer one? Do you know?
It's an older one. Let me just pick out anything. Let me pick out something by I don't know. Give me a song. Give me anything here. Give me
Rock and Roll All Night, Kiss. Or do you want a Slipknot song?
Okay, Kiss. I want to. Okay, watch. This is called an in-bed.
Kind of scared.
Here we go. I want to get. I don't want the live version. Okay, here we go.
Not very often.
All right.
Chicks talk about getting in bed.
It's all about timing. I'm Debbie Daly with you here on 92.5 in Dallas, Texas. It's 85 degrees, and here's Kiss. Oh shit! I missed it. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Let me see when they come in.
What did you miss?
Okay, what you have to do is you have to talk and nail it right when they start talking. Let me try Barracuda. Hold on.
Oh, so yeah, that's one thing that now that you're talking about this, nobody does that stuff.
Okay, I'm just going to make up some bullshit. Okay. Okay,
if
here we
they're
go.
not on actual FM radio, they don't do that, and more people that do.
Here we go.
podcasts
Oh, I
need
just
to
cued
do
it. 92.5. I'm Debbie with you here till about 1 o'clock in the morning. Don't miss the upcoming Dallas-Fort Worth meeting we're going to be having over in Fort Worth with the Dallas Cowboys. Go out there and meet us. It's going to be hot, so bring some water. And we'll be looking forward to Wednesday. We're here. It's hot. It's Dallas. I'm Debbie with you here. Here is Heart from their debut album. This is Barracuda. Okay, that's called. And if you used to do
Debbie,
that.
that was perfect. That was beautiful.
Just making shit up. What you do is you talk until the first lyric. And you were saying, and there's a reason why I did this. we were doing this one night on the air in Dallas, and it was so funny because we kept just playing these songs over and over and over again, and they kept doing the one that goes bump, bum bum bum, bum bum bum, bum 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 bum, Back in Black.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
And it was funny to listen to us, and then they started saying, it was just funny, but when I was young, I used to play like I was on the radio too. And I had a cassette player, one of those long rectangle ones where you had to push play and record. You had the microphone. And my girlfriend would play with me, and we would pretend that we were on the radio. And we were DJs. And
So
then,
you did the same thing I used to do.
absolutely. And then sometimes I got a karaoke machine. And I thought my shit didn't stink. And I would call radio stations and I would record in the other room when I called in and play it back to hear me talking to the DJ. And then my uncle has owned 6 different radio stations, and I have another uncle in the Texas Radio Hall of Fame. But my uncle in West Texas has actually owned KLBK, he was the station manager for KSEL, KLBK, KRBL, the Rebel out of Amarillo, and he's got radio stations. So I kind of come from radio, and that's why I do what I do. Besides, I just love to talk, and I love to talk to people. And Chris,
that's how I am as well. Other than just always wanting to be on radio, I just love talking.
So now it's your turn, and you're going to do Was it Limp Bizkit, sweetie? Was it Limp Bizkit?
Behind Brown Eye or Blue? Yeah, Brown Eyes. He does. Is that what you're talking about?
Do you know that song?
No, I could kind of play it by ear. I mean,
right.
I know it, but I don't know the intro very well.
Here we go. And here comes Heather, Chris. Here
so
comes
I'm
Heather.
going to be doing this?
Yes. Chris, Heather's home.
Great.
Heather's home. Okay. Here we go. Here's Deslex.
What's up? This is Lex. You're listening to Debbie Daily. You already ruined it.
You blew it like a trumpet.
I wasn't sure what to say.
Okay.
That's because I'm so used to doing my show's intro. I was like, okay, this isn't my show. I gotta say something different.
She just walked in. I heard the door go dee 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 dee. The thing, so she just walked in. Maybe she'll come in here.
Did you tell her that? Okay, all right. Never mind. Go ahead.
But you were talking about playing on the radio, and that's what reminded me of that. That song, by the way, has been played like 21 million times on YouTube. I can play anything on YouTube because I have a board set up through my sound card, and you can hear anything that I play on my computer really good.
It's a good song. They kind of turned to garbage later on throughout their albums, but that's a good song. It's a good cover.
Heather Bell? Heather Bell. I haven't called her that in years. Let me see. I'm going to give you another song. What other group do you like?
What other groups? My favorite groups ever are Kiss, Stained, Slipknot, and Blue October.
Do you know the song Outside by Stained?
I do.
All right. And in
well,
bed.
like I said, it's the same thing. I don't. It's weird since I'm not actually sitting down putting the songs in queue and stuff. I kind of not. I don't know.
Oh,
when
well,
I'm doing it on my own, when I'm not,
who? You can hear the song. Ready? Here we go. Last
Am I
chance.
supposed to do this again?
Last chance.
Okay, let's see if I can do this a little better. What's going on? This is just Election 3 Guys, One Mike. We are listening to Debbie Daily, and here is Stained Outside, featuring Fred Durst.
He hasn't sung yet.
Yeah, but the first guitar chord kind of took off a little more.
Yeah, well, okay, whatever.
I saw them live. I saw Stain live.
I loved it. That was cute, but that's what we used to do. I'm going to see if I can get Heather to come in here. Heather? Maybe.
Yeah, I think you're going to make me, I think I have a new hobby starting later on tonight where I'm just going to sit there and practice this.
Hey, if you want to do FM, with music, that's the biggest thing you have to do.
Stay away from Heather. She's mine.
Stay away from Heather. She's mine.
That's See, I made it to a radio station. They were doing guest tryouts. They didn't want another actual DJ. They wanted just a normal person, basically, to come in and try out, and they were going to vote. They were going to have the callers call in and vote for the winner. And it was the coolest station I've ever heard here in Odessa, Texas, and we no longer have it. But I went on. I made it. I got on. I did the morning show with Ace O'Connell, and it went perfect. It was amazing. I was a little nervous because I'd never done that before. Do you know the term puking? The DJ term puking?
Mm-hmm.
Where you kind of accidentally talk like what's going on? You know, you change your voice on accident.
Mm-hmm.
It's when you lean over the toilet and you got your hands.
And you're calling Ralph. Ralph!
I was doing that a bit, not too hard.
I feel much better.
We used to call it calling out Ralph on the porcelain. We were the porcelain gods going, Ralph.
Well, I don't mean the actual real puking,
I know,
but the
I know.
DJ term. And so I got the most callers, the most votes. Even one of the DJs, the afternoon DJ, called in and voted for me. So I won. So basically my dream came true. I was going to be an FM DJ. And about 2 days later, the station manager, right, maybe is the correct title, he was.
The PD, the program director.
He got fired, let me guess. He got fired.
No, he wanted a female and a guy, because it was originally just Ace by himself, a guy. He was like, we need a female and a guy together.
Man.
Second place happened to be a female, and they went with her. And she was horrible.
That is
and the
called
station,
sexism.
That is sexism.
She was horrible. I mean, okay, let me put it this way. She wasn't necessarily horrible, but she was not rock material. She could go on, like all the other little hip-hop
Check this out.
Station.
Check this out from Family Guy. Here's Weenie in the Butt. I love it. Listen to this, Chris. Listen, Chris. Listen.
Hey, everybody. It's Weenie in the Butt here live at the Quahog Air Show. We're all ready for the Weenie Sound-Alike contest.
I don't know, Butt. I don't think they can say my catchphrase because they no funny.
Oh, there it is. And if you think you can say that just like Weenie here, you could win $97.1 for the cool weekend ahead.
Weenie have a butt. Weenie have a butt.
Cool weekends in the morning, 97.1 FM.
Cool weekends in the morning with Weenie in the Butt.
WQHT 97.1.
Chris is losing it.
Weenie have a butt.
In the morning, cool weekends.
FM. Weenie
and the Butt. And welcome back.
Excuse me, I gotta find a lost kid. Can I use your mic?
That's what she said.
Whoa, you got butt slam. Ho, 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 ho.
Listen, I could really use a hand here.
That's what he said.
Butt slam.
That's Manic Monkey on 97.1.
Manic Monkey 97.1.
Brian's all pissed off.
Weekends in the morning. Oh, weekend long.
Weenie and the Butt.
In the morning.
On the radio.
FM.
Give me that. Stewie Griffin, will you please?
I'm sorry. I had to play Weenie in the...
Debbie, I was in the radio business for 8 years. Okay, I worked in the hit stations. I was in sales. Okay, so I was the nerd. They relegate. What's that noise?
I'm taking off my overalls, but I'm on mute.
Yeah, but I can't even see your picture. So what good is it?
Oh, okay.
But okay, all right. So they relegate the nerds to the second floor, okay? But we're the ones that sell the radio advertisements that you hear on the radio. They play Nerd Ricky at the butt. And here's okay. I think that we had like in the 8 years I worked in radio, there were like. In the 1 year I worked at the one station, the morning show got switched like 3 times, and then here's a story. Okay, this is relatively interesting, and this is well anyway. Okay, there was a guy that was on the morning show, Warm 103.3 FM. You're listening to the radio. You're in the butt. Oh, Mickey in the butt. Okay, all right. Anyway, and he got cordially let go. It was like, okay, time for you to move on. We're bringing in this new program director, and he's also going to be on the morning show, and he's awesome. He's going to be on the morning show, on the radio. Oh, dog. Choo, choo, choo. Anyway, so the guy John that was on the morning show on the radio goes up to another station, and then he's on that morning show, and he's getting up there by now. Sometimes you want a younger guy. Come on, but the guy they hired was older, but anyway, so. Okay, I'll get to the point of this. Sorry, this is a bad story. He goes up to work for this other guy named Bob Adams, who was my boss for 7 years on the radio, and then he gets fired by Bob too. And it was neither times was it a fault of his own. He comes back to the original radio station. He's on in the afternoons then, so he takes over afternoons, and then Cumulus Media and buys Citadel Media. So Cumulus buys Citadel, and Cumulus is the company I work for, and then Bob Adams, the guy from Citadel, becomes the GM of our station down in York, of Cumulus, because when they bought Citadel, they brought over some of the managers. You're going to be very disappointed when I get to the apex of the story, but here's what happened: that same guy who got fired, sent up to the other place, got fired by Bob, then sent back down to where we were. Ended up working for Bob again, but at the competitor station. So it's, okay, yeah. But here's the point of the story. Don't burn any
Chris,
bridges.
I'll be right back, okay?
Radio,
can y'all hear me?
Burn any bridges.
I hear you.
I'll be right back. I'm going to go, and I'm going to run down the hall. I'll be right back. Keep talking.
So you know what? Okay, this is the Debbie Daily Show on the radio, and you are listening to Spreaker FM. On the radio. What's your name again? I don't remember.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking. Yeah.
I'm dyslexic.
Oh, hey. Well, now that I'm hosting the Debbie Daily Show, all right, let me ask you something. Did you see the picture of Debbie on your computer screen?
I have not seen her picture yet.
Well, let me tell you something about Debbie. She's hot. She is really hot. Like, she's got this amazing voice. But let me tell you something else. I think that here's the thing. If she gets Heather, her daughter, to come on, if Heather was interested in me enough to come on the air again, I'm going to ask her on a date. I'm going to say, Heather, I will fly to Dallas. Then I'll get to meet Debbie and Victor. And then I'm going to say, if I fly to Dallas, can I take you out to dinner? Can I take you out? Can we go out?
I think you should totally go for that.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be the first date that I've been on since my wife left me. And well, have you ever had a wife leave you?
I've never been married. my ex that I was with for the longest, we were together for 3 years, and I know it's not the same as being married to someone, but that's the closest I've been. I was with her for 3 years, and we ended up kind of not working out.
Well, I mean, you were together longer than my wife and I. We about the same time. We dated for a year, and then we were married for 2 years. Excuse me, and it can have the same effect, because I was talking to a girl that I work with right now who all right, fine. I shouldn't have said that I work with, but fine. Everyone's going to know soon enough if any of them even listen to this show. Well, wait. This isn't even my show. This is Debbie's show.
She ran away on us. So
the
keep
chances
going.
are probably twice that they listen to this show rather than my show, because Debbie gets about 3 times it plus the listeners I do. But she, her boyfriend left her, broke up with her, and they were together for 2 years. They weren't married, but it was the same kind of heartbreak that she's going through that I've gone through being with my wife. And no, they weren't married, but they were together. And when you have sex with somebody, especially when you have sex with the same person over and over again, it creates a chemical called oxytocin, which is it's the bonding agent of human beings. That's how scientifically, I mean, that's why boyfriends get jealous over a girlfriend that leaves them and goes and has sex with some other guy, and vice versa, and the same thing with husbands and wives, because, and that's why I believe Jesus said, and why God said to have sex with only one person, because there's that chemical in our brain called oxytocin that bonds two people together and makes them go crazy when they've had sex and then they break up, and that's why that happens.
I instead of that, I use roofies.
Well, you can get oxytocin in pill form, but you know what's interesting is that oxytocin gets released when you, not in the same levels that it does when you have sex, but it gets released in smaller levels when you pet a cat or a dog. I see your webcam now. What happens? Does that say what happens in Vegas? What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. That's an awesome song. This is an awesome song by DJ Chucky. It's called "What Happens in Vegas Stays in Vegas." But anyway, the oxytocin connection. I mean, that can't be overlooked. That this is something that is a chemical in your brain. Oh, was that Debbie? Oh, that was that Victor? Anyway, this is a chemical in your brain that gets released when you pet your dog or your cat, and it's the same chemical that gets released in your brain when you have sex in greater doses. And
so
it's the bonding chemical. It's a relatively newly discovered chemical that gets released in your brain. And that explains why you have jealousy and anger when somebody you were having sex with goes and starts having sex with somebody else, and then that makes even more sense why Jesus had said, only have sex with your wife, only have sex with your husband, and make that the only person you have sex with. And it's interesting that some of these guys will come up and they'll go, "Oh, pastor, I'm not a pastor, but they'll go up to their pastors. They'll go, "Oh, hey, God told me to leave my wife for this younger, sexy chick. And oh yeah, by the way, we met at church." And look, God will never tell you
to do something that's against his own word in the Bible. So what I have to say to people that leave their spouse for the new flavor of the week is, what the hell is wrong with you? Are you a Christian to begin with?
Or are you asking me? Oh no,
I don't know if you're a Christian or not, but people that blatantly scribble certain things out of the Bible, and they go, I'm just going to obey the stuff that I feel comfortable with.
Yeah, and that's a lot of people do that. They only follow what suits them.
Yeah, and I say, and I do this with people, and I've gotten scolded for like, how dare you, But I take the Bible, and I take a magic marker, and I hand it to them, and I say, scribble out what you don't like. Just show, what do you think in here is not? Because I can do that. Believe me, there's lots of stuff in the Bible I don't understand. And then there's lots of stuff in the Bible that I would just rather pretend wasn't in the Bible. But it's there, and it's there because God cares about us. And there's a major difference between religions and relationships. I'm not a religious person because religion has to do with what you can do for God. And we all know we can't get to heaven on our own works. There is no way to work yourself into heaven on things you do. And thank God that there isn't a way to work yourself into heaven, because if there was, then when we get to heaven, everybody would just be bragging about how they got there. And then it would be like hell. The only way we can get to heaven is through God's grace. When he says, you effed up 1,000,000 times. And even more in my case. But I'm just going to forgive that.
Chris, I need to remind you that this is a conversation. You're not preaching.
Oh, you're back.
Yeah, don't you remember you saw me when I turned on my webcam?
Oh. Well, you must have been enjoying it or liking it to some extent, because you haven't chimed in until now.
I was eating the rest of some of my dinner left over from the Heather calls the Chop Chop place.
All right, I'll save the preaching for imagination. All right.
I just wanted everybody to be able to talk. That's all.
Oh, I'm good. I was just listening.
See. There.
Are you a Christian, Deslex?
I am, and I think a lot of people that listen to my show maybe think that's weird. I've said it a few times on there, but I don't live the best Christian life, and my show is not very.
But it doesn't matter. I mean, we all sin. That's why Jesus Christ died on the cross. I mean, I sin all the time.
I definitely am.
Yeah, but it's I mean, he doesn't want you to deny him,
I need a lot of work, but I am.
I mean, I'm the same way. I'll flip somebody off or say, fuck you, or I'll, I mean, Chris...
Don't we all need some work? Oh man, I need so much work.
Chris was addicted to porn, remember, on the internet. Didn't you say, sweetie, on the internet porn or something like that?
Oh, you name it, I was addicted to it, except heroin. I never did that, but had I done it, I would have been addicted to it.
Me too. I probably would have been
addicted to porn, addicted to pills, addicted to my goodness. I mean,
I got addicted to pain pills like Hitler. I mean, I was a bandit. I was just like, oh my God, I have found religion. Vicodin was my kryptonite. You know, I had
Adderall was my kryptonite.
I don't. You know, I've never done a drug in my life, and that's really weird.
Really? Oh my God, that is weird.
Are you a human being?
And then see that's the best response so far. Really, that is weird. And then, are you a human being? Because usually the exact same response is not even weed.
Have you ever you've never smoked weed before?
No, I the closest I get to anything is alcohol, and I'm not an alcoholic. My show is a drinking show, and I get wasted on my show, but once the show's over and it's not Saturday night, I don't drink. I mean, every once in a while, maybe.
Alcohol's just a drug, just like the rest of them.
Well, I know, but I mean, illegal narcotics, I guess.
My brother says that if caffeine, he's a microbiologist. If caffeine were invented today, it would be something like a class 3 drug or something. It's more powerful than methamphetamine and stuff like that, he says.
And I can believe it because
it's not.
It's very addicting.
I can't do
either. Look, caffeine will not keep you. All right, it might keep you up, but I compare methamphetamine and Adderall. They're very close because Adderall is 4 mixed amphetamine salts, and it's legal, and you can go to your doctor and grab some if you are so inclined. But let me just say that it changes your personality, and like when I was on Adderall, I would just be like geeked out, just like just I mean,
isn't it weird that they give people that are hyperactive speed Adderall? You know?
Very, very strange.
But doesn't it make you focus and stuff, like you get geeked out, and that's what they want them to do?
Yeah, I think there's like an opposite type of thing with, like if you don't need Ritalin, I think it kind of speeds you up. It does the opposite than if someone that does need it. And I believe it works similar, something like that.
I'm going to show Chris these weird things that came on my arm. Hey, Chris, have you ever heard of, and I don't believe in these, but have you ever heard of alien abductions?
Yes, I was a huge X-Files fan in the 90s.
Okay. I have these 3, well, let me just show you on my arms, okay? They say that if you've been abducted, that you will have these marks on your arms that are in like scars in the shape of a triangle, right? Watch, let me show you first what I'm talking about before I go into much more detail. Okay, here we go. Because I just realized that since I was in the sun today so much, you can see them. Okay. Can you see them right there? They're like in a
Debbie, I know. They took you to Planet Hot.
No, I'm not. Hold on.
We are all really freaking hot.
Never mind. I'm not going to show you.
Hot girls.
I'm not going to show you. I'm not going to show you. Never mind.
Will you join us? And then you said no, and I thank you for that.
Oh my God, you're so horrible, Chris.
I saw them. And Debbie, here's the thing. Do you think you were abducted?
Of course not. I don't even believe in alien abductions.
Oh, then you may have been, actually.
I don't, like, but I've got... you didn't let me finish. Chris! There's 3 places on my left arm and 1 on my right arm that are perfectly 3 little triangle dots.
You may have been abducted, okay? Yes, all right.
I don't remember being abducted.
Well, just the fact that you don't believe in it and you don't think you were makes me think that maybe you might have been. Okay, all right, there, all right.
I think people
let's talk more about things that actually matter. All right, all right, Debbie. Let me ask you this: Do you? All right, there are over 900 planets that have been identified. You're not going to see this on Fox News as the blonde, bleached out, Botox bimbo crosses and uncrosses her legs and does it with the camera like focused right up her skirt like they do all the time on the cable news channels. But they have found over 900 different planets now that have the same type of climate and atmosphere as Earth that can support life in many different galaxies. And I think that it's possible that we're the only planet in the entire universe and in the cosmos.
I have to
has
tell
life.
y'all. Can I tell y'all a story?
Can
I tell a story now? Can I tell a story now? Okay. One time on my show, One time on my show, I'm going to turn the other way and not look at the webcam. Me and my co-host at the time, his name is Jake, we did this show about an alien abduction. And it was fake, but we trumped it up to be real. We were like, Thursday night on Debbie's show, a real live alien abductee will be on the show. All of the paranormal experts showed up in my chat room that night. No, and we were doing a hoax. His name was Ben in Ship. Get it? Benjamin.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, I didn't even get that for a minute.
His name was Benjamin in Ship, and I said, Jake, the chat room's got over 100 people in it, and it was like DeVinny was in there. He was like one of the major players in abductees, and they were like, "Oh my God!" And I said, Jake, what are we going to do? Because we had been.
Mulder there? Was Fox Mulder there? That's all I want to know.
Everybody was there.
All right. Okay.
Freedom Idol's Radio was there. Everybody. I mean, the big wigs were there. Ask Jake. And I said, what are we going to do? He goes, I don't know. And finally, we just had to pull it and just say, oops. Like, wah, wah. We were like embarrassed. It was so horrible. But I just thought about that. So anyway.
That sounds like a great idea.
Ben in Ship.
You know, that reminds me. There's a book, the Zombie Survival Guide. Have you seen that book?
No, but I've heard all about zombies and stuff like that. I shoot them on Grand Theft Auto.
But that story reminded me of that book, the Zombie Survival Guide, because towards the end of the book,
Chris is cracking up for some reason.
Get your zombie survival guide, okay? Because the zombies are going to attack. All right, you know.
Well, no, in the back of that book, there's
get ready for the zombie apocalypse because that's coming. Oh yeah, the
Illuminati. Chris, hush. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Just ignore him. He goes crazy.
In the back of the book, there's accounts of, and it's fake, you know, it's not real, but in the back, it has all these accounts of quote unquote real life things that really happen. Like, look, zombies are real because I'm making up the dates, whatever, but like in 1845, this person, blah, 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 they just tell stories of, look, it looks like there were zombies, and then in 1927 over here in New York, and they just make up all these random little accounts of zombies, and it's fake. But when it first came out, everyone was like, holy crap, it's real, look, because it says it reports it and talks about it like it was completely real, and everyone believed it. And that reminded me of that when you said the same thing, that you just were kind of joking around and everyone jumped in and wanted to believe.
Oh, it was great.
Was Jesus a zombie?
You mean, was he an alien?
Was he a zombie?
He was definitely...
No, because he wasn't coming back dead. He was, according to the Bible, he was alive. He you know, I don't know how to word it correctly. But
I don't know what that means.
The Walking Dead.
Okay. That's
he came back in spirit form. He wasn't back in a body.
He came back in the actual body because he came out of the tomb. His body wasn't there.
Oh, that's right.
They stuck their fingers in his holes. And he had holes. The only scars in heaven, all scars will be healed, but the only scars in heaven will be the holes in Jesus' hand to remind us all for all of eternity how much God loves us.
Is your show, Chris, or is it a Christian show?
Yes.
That's cool. I had no idea. Like I said, this is my first time listening to Debbie.
Really? Oh well, you're doing a great job on the air. I mean, you really are. You're very comfortable. Like you've hung around for a while. You're. What's your name again? I want to check out your show.
Yeah. What is the name of your show, please?
It is 3 Guys, 1 Mic.
Oh Lord, it sounds like 3 girls, 1 cup. Okay.
That's where I kind of...
3 guys. Is
1 mic.
3 spelt out? We're both Googling.
3, the number 3 guys, and the number 1 Mike.
Are you on Spreaker?
I don't see you. You're not coming up on the search. What's your name on Spreaker?
And you're doing the number 3?
Uh-huh.
It's...
Oh, I got it. You don't put a space, Chris. It's 3.
Yeah, no spaces.
No
sorry.
spaces. Okay.
3 guys, 1 mic.
Got
I'm going to check that out.
I'm going to take a listen to your last show and see what you sound like.
I'm going to have to give you a warning, fair warning. It's completely not work safe. And the shows are 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours long.
We can handle it.
Really? Wow.
Are you on iHeartRadio?
I'm not on iHeart because I do the whole music thing. I play too much music.
Here we go. I just hit liked on your last show.
Just like Debbie. I mean, her shows were like 10 hours long.
Warn me.
Okay, what's up, guys? 3 guys, 1 mic. We're back. Sorry about that. I forgot the. I don't even know who I'm talking to. Every time I restart the show, I talk like that, and no one's on yet.
Dude, my first like 50 shows, and Debbie will attest to this because she listened to me a lot longer than I knew she did. My first like 50 to 100 shows sucked. Like they were. I'm not saying you suck, but like my first 50 shows were just awful. I mean,
you know that's
you can. They were bad. They were awful.
That's funny because the very first time I did a show, oh my god, my phone's ringing. I'm trying to stop it. There you go.
Debbie, Debbie's not even saying anything right now. She's not even saying, "Oh no, Chris, they didn't suck. They were great."
Like, no, it was.
They did.
They pretty much blew.
My very first show, I didn't know about Spreaker. I didn't know what I was going to do. I just knew I was going to do a radio show. So I got online. I did some searching. I found Spreaker. I went over to my
found him too. Same way.
I went to my friend's house. I said, "Hey, we're going to do a radio show. We're just going to drink beer and hang out," and just happened to be on the radio. I didn't have a mic or anything, so the music was coming out of my laptop speaker back into the mic, and it sounded horrible, and I got completely wasted. It was a blast. I had so much fun, but it was horrible.
Same thing. Oh man, and if you could get it before, because literally my first 50 shows. I did a show for a while called The Cat Show. It was all that.
Oh my god! Are you kidding?
Not much. You weren't back around that. There's nothing to talk about cats.
Oh my god!
I changed the show name a couple times, and then I went back to Imagination. But like, I didn't know what I wanted to talk about. Like, I did politics for a while. I did cats for a while. I just repeated what was on the news for a while. Then I railed against people I didn't like for a while, and then I just realized that it's something that does not come right away, and that's awesome. That's awesome. Keep it up. I'm glad you called in tonight.
I think
follow your dream.
I think that you got to kind of find your place, and every show is going to have their own niche, I guess you could say. And what makes mine really hard to get people to listen to it, to help to advertise it, is
to want to hear it.
so many. Every show has like topics and stuff, and they know what's gonna.
Not
people
mine.
know what they're gonna do.
Not
and
mine.
that's how mine is as well. There's no topics. It's unscripted. I have no idea what's gonna happen, what I'm gonna say, and I literally, when I sit down, I don't know what I'm gonna say. As soon as it says live,
I just turn the mic on.
Talking.
That's all I
Yeah,
do. I just turn the mic on.
Yeah.
I think that's why I love your show, because I can tell it's just completely random, and that's how mine is.
I'll show you what we did on my show. One night we were checking my mail. We had this thing where we were like, check the mail. We checked the mail, and Gmail said somebody, Debbie, has infiltrated and compromised your Gmail account. And Google will go so far as to tell you the IP address of the person that did it. And the IP address went back to
a guy named Guy Shea.
No, the IP address went back. So I called Lester, and Lester told me how to look it up, and it went back to somebody in San Jose, California, right? And I'm known to get right there my ukulele out. And the funny thing about it is Victor bought me this ukulele, and I don't know how to play it, though. I don't know how to do chords and stuff. But I just play it sometimes acting really, really stupid, right? Well, I caught on for one of my drops. Hold on, I'm trying to find it. I'm talking and looking at the same time. Okay, listen to this. This will show you what we do on my show sometimes. And what you're going to hear me say is, the IP address went to San Jose, California, and I said, look, wherever they are, they're right next to the Guadalupe Freeway, because it said, we were looking on Google Maps. So listen to what we did on my show, what I did. See right here where it says, you look for these IP addresses, and it says Jose John, California's,
I see that.
right by the Guadalupe Freeway.
Guadalupe Freeway is brought to you by the people who build the roads that are very good, with a lot of government cheese given out on each expressway entrance or exit.
Jose, what, Cisco? We've got road to build in San Jose. CC. It's right by Guadalupe Freeway. Get out the ukulele, sing a song for the mama. Okay, Jose. Okay, Cisco. Mama, I'm building the roads in America. I want to come home and eat tamales on your porch. And when I'm coming home, please tell Maria that tomorrow night the place are going to scorch, just like Geddy Lee slapping that bass. That's right. Brought to you by those good people at the Debbie Daily Network.
That's right. That song, by the way, is downloadable on iTunes. If you go right now, you can get a copy of it.
Yeah, it's called
I believe GuadalupeExpressway.com.
What about the Guadalupe Blues?
Ooh, we should write a song right now. We should do that. We should be creative.
Let me get the slapping that bass back up here. All right, ready? I got the Guadalupe Blues. I'm on the highway. And I gotta build a road. Either that or I'm gonna go back home to Mexico. Eat tamales on the front porch with my mama. Tell Maria I'm coming home soon. Take it to Steve.
I want to run away, but I don't have a place to go.
Singing this song.
Everybody wants me, but I don't know.
That's so beautiful.
So I'm going to buy a camel. And I'm gonna run away.
Oh, Stevie's so good.
I'm gonna go on this show called Debbie Daily.
That's very pretty.
Shut up.
So there you go. That's part of our idiocy here.
That's fun. It was great.
Just acting stupid, just random stupid stuff, you know?
I think... what do I have to do to get you on my show? To listen and call in from time to time.
As long as you can take the hate group, because they are going to attack you.
Oh, I've been online forever. I'm a troll myself, but I don't I kind of keep my show. My show is I keep that separate. Like when people start adding me because of the show, they start sending me friend requests on Facebook. I usually don't accept it because I have a Facebook page for the show, and on Facebook
I know.
On Facebook, I'm a troll.
Man,
I'm a troll on Facebook, and I don't want.
Show, these women, they just hang all over me, and I can't get them away from me, and like I get nothing but women begging me to like sign their boobs and other things like that, and I cannot get them off of me. They're friend requesting me on Facebook all the time, and I just hope you're ready for the fame. Okay, I do.
Oh, I'm
handle it.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely there. The show's pretty big. I've been doing it for 3 years, so I mean I can handle any of that.
He already knows what he's doing then, Debbie. He's been doing. I mean, I think I've been only doing a show for like 2 years, so he's ahead of me. I know you've been doing a show for like 30 years or something, Debbie, but like
last
30
night
years.
I had
You have
since you were 5, right?
No, since I
Debbie,
was 4.
Let me just tell you something, Debbie. You are very, very pretty, but that's beside the point. Like you are the queen of Spreaker, and if you were a man, you would be the king of Spreaker, and you would be the king of all internet radio. And
don't forget, Phil Hendry's going to be on the show next week. Are y'all there?
Phil Hendry, really? Oh, yay!
He's
Did
a
he
friend
play
of mine.
Like the bad guy in a James Bond movie or something? Or?
You are so mean to me tonight, Chris. You are. I can't believe how mean you're being to me tonight. Phil Hendry is probably the biggest name in talk radio. I'm looking at your numbers, Chris.
And see, that's
wait, you're looking at my numbers. Okay.
No,
right.
no, dyslexia.
You have more time spent listening than I do. Okay. Congratulations. But we both have a very high time spent listening.
What's your TTSL? Have you looked at your TTS? You can't go by the numbers that they put on the. I mean, you can and then you can. I don't know.
You're not going to believe me, Debbie, but and neither will anybody else. But I will tell the truth.
What?
I used to obsess over the numbers. When I do a show now, I purposely do not look at the numbers at all. And also,
I don't see why Spreaker shows them. They would have so many problems go away if they would make it private, like on Blog Talk Radio.
Well,
I don't understand why you can't see who's in the chat, like how many people are
exactly.
in the chat. That annoys me so bad.
Yeah, because like if I go and reopen my live show right now, it'll tell me how many listens are going through, and there sometimes will be like 60 lurkers or something. You know what I mean? Like mine right now says.
You got people lurking around you, like I say that every single one of these got. Well, never mind.
It says 31. Yeah, but, and I'm fixing to hit 70,000 plays, and I just started in November.
Well, Debbie, I noticed that I was changing my show based on the listenership. I would go, oh my goodness, that I used to, and you've been a long time listener in my show, Debbie. I would go and I would literally go, oh crap, that last show got like 35 listeners. I better do something different. And I would change my show based on it. And in the end, that is not the way to go. So I purposely don't look at my listeners because I've got a purpose of my show. And the purpose of Imagination is to lead as many of the downtrodden and disenfranchised people to Jesus Christ as I possibly can. Before I pass out, I must go. I mean, pass out from tiredness.
You look so sleepy.
I'm tired, Debbie. Thank you for what's the other dude's name again?
Deslex. Remember dyslexia.
Because I know he didn't give his real name, but I recommend going with your at least real first name. But you can do whatever you want. But
the thing is, this is basically my real name. Everyone in real life and online for years and years and years, I'm basically Dyslex.
Well, you could probably teach me some things, Dyslex, and I look forward to listening to your show because the whole time you've been here and you seem like a really cool, really interesting guy. And Debbie, thank you as always. And good night.
Good night, Chris.
Good night, Chris. Oh my God, you just gotta love that guy. I mean, he is absolutely one of the few guys that Hey, Vic, say hi to a new guy named Deslex.
What's his name?
Deslex. Just like he's dyslexic.
Oh, hey, Deslex.
Deslex. Vic.
Yes.
Say Deslex.
Deslex.
He's going Deflex. He's saying Affleck. No, I'm joking. Chris is adorable. He goes on the air. Sometimes he'll say, I'm so sorry I talk so much. But, so yeah, this is fun. I heard your show one time, and there was a girl that was in the chat room. Do you have a girl that you, like, kind of argue with or something? Or
Not that I do, no.
How many people?
Do you remember any more? Maybe I can remember what you're talking about.
No, I don't. Everybody was saying, go over to this show after, I think, the News Guy show. I don't remember.
I probably because I know the News Guy show. I kind of joked around about that earlier. That he does a Saturday show starting at 9 p.m. Central, which is when my show starts. And I was like, man, I found that out because I had never heard of him. Like I was saying earlier, I didn't. I'm just now kind of getting into checking out everyone else's shows and getting into the community. And he's Apocalypse, as you know, he told me in the chat on my show, I was like, hey, News Guy played a sound clip of you throwing up on his show, and I was really happy because, like I said, I don't know these people, and I was like, man, I don't even know these people, and they're playing sound clips of me. This is awesome. And look, now I'm taking over Chris's spot.
No, Chris always goes to bed. He has to get up and go to work in the morning. He goes to bed this time every time he's on the show, but he seemed a little bit wound up and tired at the same time, and he gets nervous if I turn on my webcam, is what he says. And every time I turned it on, he just started he would blush and get nervous, and he's just so cute. He's a cute kid. I like him a lot. I like Chris.
The one thing, because that's one thing on my show, I don't argue with anyone. So one thing, maybe, possibly that you could be talking about, and I don't think so, because. Well, do you know when this was about?
Yeah, it was like, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago maybe? Do you know somebody named Dexter?
No, I don't know a Dexter.
Oh, okay. It was real late at night. I know that.
Because my shows start at 9 p.m. Central, and then they go till I just can no longer go. Like last night I did a 9-hour show.
9 hours? How do you do that? Oh, you go back to back.
Yeah, like you played a clip, and you played a
yeah, because it was like 3. I was yeah, that's right. Okay, let me try Party Time 1 and see if you've got like an intro or how you start this up or something.
Yeah, so I have an intro, and then after 3 hours, I'll do the next segment, and after that 3 hours, I'll do the next.
I have 5-hour segments because I'm on iHeart.
You get more time. I didn't know that.
It's 5 hours. Yeah, it's 300 minutes, and I'm like going, what? Let's see what we got here. It's kind of low for some reason. Does it get louder?
What's going on, everybody?
Shit, that scared me to death.
It is Saturday night. I am going to get, I'm going to make this promise. I am going to get tore up tonight, completely inebriated and wasted. For you, for your entertainment, for your listening pleasure. Good Lord, let me take these earbuds out. I cannot tell if I'm screaming or what. What's going on? Saturday night. 3 guys, 1 mic. The drunkest show on earth. I am Dyslex. Let's do this.
This is a little song I wrote about buttholes.
Oh, that's perfect. I'm glad you started there.
I like them gaping, were squeezed shut. I like every damn thing.
We shaped our hearts in vain. We jumped, never asking why.
Uh-oh. Maybe you need to hear Wrecking Ball that happened on my show one night. Would you like to hear Wrecking Ball that happened on my show one night?
Yeah, was it covered?
Oh, man, it was horrible. We were on the show, Steve and I, and damn it, I usually hit my call button, but I don't care. We were on the show, and my kids were all gone, and I felt really like I could sort of cut loose and just be wild.
Uh-huh.
And it got a little out of hand. It was on January, and for some reason, Deslex, I have no idea why I did this. I was drinking, and I just cut loose and do Wrecking Ball. And I mean, to this minute, I don't know why I did it, and I damn sure don't know how I did it, but Steve swears that it is one of the funniest things he's ever seen. I mean, I really was... do you ever watch Family Guy?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You know the maid that goes, no. You know,
Yeah.
Okay. I kept doing that maid. For some reason, I kept going, no. I'll just clean. You know, and I was doing it a lot funnier than that. But so there's a part when I'm singing Wrecking Ball, I'm trying to find it because I have to keep loading more on the page, that I go, no, like that. And everybody's just like losing their shit laughing because there's been so many covers of Wrecking Ball, you know. Do you know, who else do you know? Do you know Guy Shea? Do you do his show?
No, I know the name, but I haven't checked out one of his shows yet. And this may be kind of rude, but the reason I haven't is just because he doesn't listen to my show.
Yeah, exactly. I'll listen to your shows. I think I clicked follow. If I didn't, I'll go back and do that in a minute.
I think that did you as well. Let me double check here. Yeah, I'm following you.
Here it is. Debbie in rare form. 957 listens thus far for it. And I'll just play you that one part so you can see that I'm not weird. I'm just absolutely insane. But, you know, it's funny. Guy Shea puts all these mean things on here. Like he put on here just Tuesday. Or wait a minute. He put, come on, Steve. Stop with the fake numbers. The show is good. This takes away from it, in my opinion. He's kind of mean. So stay on his good side or whatever. I don't know. Whatever you... Oh, hi there. You just caught me over here whistling a winter tune. And
we kissed, I fell under your...
I think I found it.
Remember when...
Steve was going, my life was brilliant. It was hysterical.
Life is brilliant.
Listen to Steve. Listen to Steve right here. Ready? Don't turn around. Oh, God.
My life is brilliant. My life is pure.
Steve was making his... He goes, sure. Can you hear Steve?
Yeah.
Okay, then I chime in.
Let's do a duet, Deb. We clawed, we chained our hearts in vain. We jumped, never asking why. We kissed, I fell under your spell. A love no one could deny. Don't you ever say I just walked away. I will always want you. I can't live a lie running for my life. I will always want you. No, I came in like a wrecking ball. I never hit so hard in love. no. All I wanted was to break your bone. No, was all you ever was to break me. Yeah, you wrecked me.
But the weirdest thing is one night, Deslex, and I'm showing you this to show you that our shows are kind of alike. I mean, we just do. Do you see what I mean?
I noticed that already.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
That was weird.
That's why I'm showing you this. Now, watch what I do, Des. Listen, I go over to YouTube, just random. I mean, just whatever happens, happens. And we could get in the car and go drive around sometimes. Okay. I go over to YouTube, and I find all of these old songs, and they are so freaking funny. Listen, watch. You're weird. Okay, here we go with the lyrics on the screen. Gilbert O'Sullivan, and we were trying to find the most depressed song, you know. That's the Suicide song. That's not it. It's right around. Somebody says you go crazy around 88. No, I do what? Okay, I open up these phone lines. I go, these fake phone lines. I go, caller, you're on the air. And I was going, oh, yeah, man. And just watch. Just listen.
What the fuck, man?
I swear to God, I'm not lying.
You know how they just lost the rails.
You know how they Don't Mash My Diggers So Deep by Bo Carter's coming up next. Carter. Are your...
While you watch the Late Late Show,
I made love in my eggs.
I made love right now during this song.
Have you ever made love on a couch?
On a what?
Well, I'm asking this.
In jail? With the guard?
Made love on the back seat of a car? I remember one time I made love on the back seat of a car, and the police came and shined his light on me, and I said, I be stroking.
Fuck.
That's what I'm doing. I be stroking.
What about... This says, lick it before you stick it. I swear it does.
It's gone a complete 360 here. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening.
This is Denise Laszlo called Lick It Before You Stick It.
Oh, she's
This is Debbie here on Radio KSUK, the radio station with pull, coming out of Chicago.
This song is dedicated to all the men out there that don't seem to know how to keep their woman happy. I want y'all to take a little listen.
I've never heard this in my life.
See if you wanna try this.
38, guys.
It says, blind melon chitlin. Now, I just found this one, Des. Listen. Miracle. Please warm my weenie by Bo Carter. Are your biscuits good enough, big enough for me? I'm not lying.
What's that smell like, fish, baby? Good if you really want to know.
That reminds me of a joke, Steve.
What would that be?
A blind man was walking down the street, and he went past a fish market, tipped his hat, and said, "Morning, ladies."
I get it, it's a joke.
That's right. Now we're going to hear Bo Carter on his new album, Boys and Girls. It's not out yet. You can only hear it here on Radio KSUX out of Chicago, a 50 watt. That's right.
Temperature 32 degrees. We hope you enjoy it all.
This is Please Warm My Wiener as requested on the hotlines. This is right, Steve?
I hope everybody enjoys it. And remember, grab your wiener and play along.
I got something to tell you, baby. Don't get mad this time. If you want my wiener, you give me ease all up in my mind, baby.
And that's all we're going to give you tonight. And now we're going to move right on to Bull Moose Jackson. We've got a request on the line. Go ahead, caller.
Hi, I'm listening over here in South Chicago. How y'all doing over there?
Welcome to the show. What's your name?
My name is Shaniqua, and I want to make a request, please.
You may go. What you got? What you got, girl?
We want to hear Big 10-inch by
Oh, I would love to play that for you right now. Let's get that out there. What station
by Bull Moose Jackson. Can you play that for us over here? We're partying on Saturday night.
Get drunk, bitch, and listen.
Thank you. We just love you. Oh!
Got me the strangest woman. Believe me, this chick's no cinch. But I really get her going when I take out my big 10-inch record.
I'm sorry, I can't do this.
What the fuck, man?
I swear to God, I'm not lying.
This
You know
radio
how they
just lost the rails.
You know how they Don't Mash My Diggers So Deep by Bo Carter's coming up next.
Coming up here next, if you think we've hit depravity, we've just started.
So, see, I mean, you can just randomly pick out one of these shows, and it's liable to go anywhere. I mean, it just goes off the rails. It goes anywhere we aim it, really. I mean, we just shoot the arrow in the air. I mean, we never have anything.
I'm kind of scared to tell you what happened last night.
What?
But I was drinking my own urine.
Oh my God! Why?
But so you'll feel a little better. That was the second time that's happened on the show.
Oh my God! Somebody else has drank your urine?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, not that I know of. Soon, hopefully. But I was drinking my own urine this show and then another show a while back.
And I just randomly found these songs, but the funniest one I found was by this woman that was called "Nobody Can Do Something with My Jelly Roll," and it was just these. No, I swear to God, we just randomly. I just found them on YouTube, and I think it's the next one. Watch, I haven't heard this.
Even scratch the surface.
Speaking of scratching.
I was losing it.
Debbie, how you feeling tonight? You sound like a second.
We've got a call on line 5. Go ahead, line 5.
Yes.
We're calling in from Fort Worth, Texas.
Is that you, Teddy Bear? Teddy Bear, I hear you.
We want to hear.
More. Miss your tight little bun.
Your biscuits are...
Your mom gave some good head.
We want to hear your biscuits are big enough for me by Bo Carter. I'm sorry.
All right, now we're playing.
These were real songs, Des.
Don't put no more baking powder.
Listen.
And your bread, you see. Cause your biscuits is plenty tall enough for me.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, we were off the rails that night, and there's been many nights like this. I'll get the one night, and I'm not going to play it for you, but one night I got the violin out, and I did. I went, no, I don't play anything. I got the ukulele right here. I'll sing you a song. No, I don't play anything, but I just have these instruments that have just come into my life, and I did "The Devil Went Down to Georgia."
Which is a great song, by the way.
And I was going, fire on the mountain, run, boys, run. I was going, and it's a real violin. It's right over there. It's on the other side of the room. And it's just like, so feel comfortable in knowing that you're not the only madhouse on here. So,
I like that, and I love your show, and I plan to listen as much as I can.
Well, let me tell you something. I'm not joking. I'm going to tell you again. These people are going to come after you, and they're going to say, dude, are you actually... Do what?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's please.
Well, I was just going to say that I have most of them already that listen, and I think they kind of notice that I never want... Like, if they do start saying stuff about people that I never... respond back, and the other listeners, people that I personally know in real life and stuff, we're all trolls anyways online, so on Spreaker we're not, so we know how not to respond or get that's what they want.
There's a lot of guys who tell them to go straight to hell. I mean,
and that's what they want. They want the attention,
Well, and there's a lot of people though that back down to it, like this new guy, Alan Wayne. He backed down to him. They were like, don't you dare go to her. He was like, okay, I'm sorry. And he's like, I'm going, oh my God, please don't do that. That's so unmanly. I hate that. But most of the people just say, screw you. You know, if I'm going to listen to her, I'll listen to her if I want to. But they're pretty adamant about it. I mean, like I said.
And I've noticed most other shows that fit in with this and these people we're speaking about, there's a lot of, on their shows, they will say a lot of mean things about each other and whatnot.
That's all they do. They just play for each other. They'll go to they'll say, who's on next? Oh, Desert's going to do a show. And they'll all go over there. And all they do is sit and, it's like one person has a mic talking to a chat room.
Yeah, and they just say mean things. And my thing is, I'm different in that way. I was like, thank you very much for tuning in. I love you guys. You're the best. Thank you. And I think that kind of stops a lot of them. It kind of throws them off guard.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say something like, oh, Mr. Midnight Movie's a faggot. Or, you know, we'll talk to each other like that. But these people, they get really serious about it. I mean, I cannot tell you. I mean, they call themselves like the anti-Debbie. I mean, there's like Chris was saying, there's websites. I mean, if you go to Spreaker and put in the name, watch this, on Spreaker.com, up in the search, if you type in Debbie space daily space, and now just look what happens. There's like hundreds of them. And then if you hit enter, just hit Debbie space daily and hit enter and watch. Look at all of those. I'm one of them that says pro, and all of those are socks. Those aren't
what?
Sock accounts. Those aren't users, bitch. Those are accounts. I mean, these people, here's one called Debbie Daily Molests Children. Here's one called, I mean, it's just like, people. Debbie Daily Crossed the Line. Is Debbie Daily the herpes of podcasting? Debbie Daily bipolar. Debbie, see, wait a minute. So Debbie Daily addresses all the trolls. I don't know what that is. Debbie Daily update. Debbie Daily cancer of Spreaker. Music. Okay, wait. Mothers of. But just, it's crazy the way they do it. They just, I mean, these people actually, they really take it to another level is what I'm saying with me. So there you go.
And I would just take it, and all they're doing is giving you more exposure.
Oh,
I
love it. I love it. I mean, I'm like, please. I mean, if they stopped, I would be going, what am I not doing right anymore? I must be doing something wrong.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, of course I'm joking, but Bill Clinton reads the Bible with Debbie Daily. That's a new one. I haven't seen that one. And so, yeah. Here's one. Debbie Trollcast. Debbie Nervous Breakdown. There's something about Debbie. It just goes on and on and on. These are accounts. These aren't shows. There's one. There's just... Old Rooter sings for Debbie Daily. Now, he's a friend. He's one of the guys that they tried to pull away, and he said, go to hell. So, yeah. I'm so glad that you called, and I got to meet you. I don't remember what show that you were doing, but you were on your show, like I said, and it was late, and I just was up late because I'm like a night owl. I stumbled over there, and there was drinking, but there was a girl in the chat room that was, she had an E in her name, something like Ellen or...
There's Elizabeth. There's an Elizabeth, but I'm trying to remember if she goes by Elizabeth in there. I think in there, no, she goes by Lisa in there, never mind.
I want to say that it was... So y'all heard it, it's 3 guys, 1 mic. And you don't ever have a girl on the show? I swear there was a girl.
So the female was on the show?
It was like she was calling in or something, but y'all were really razzing this girl pretty hard. She was in the chat room going like something. There was 2 girls, I think.
Oh, wait. There was one time, what was that? See if this sounds familiar. There was one time one of our listeners, her name was Kinky Kina.
There's
I
the
don't know.
E's. Because I always remember what it looked like, and I remember seeing E's or something.
And the thing, if this is what you're talking about, but this is when I had a co-host, a female co-host, so I think this was too long ago, but she was in the chat one time. She was a listener that listens pretty often, and one time in the chat she said something about my son asked why you're cursing, and everyone, including everyone in the chat kind of went out like, what the hell, why the fuck is your son listening? What the hell kind of parent are you? This is, you know how this show is, and I played off of it. Like, I started cursing even more. I was like, what the fuck, your fucking son can't fucking listen to this shit.
I'm reading these messages. They're hysterical.
Where at?
The messages on your show, you've got a bunch of messages, and people are like
Oh.
going, you said, I can see Russia from here. I'm here, bitches, by Holly Prentice. I totally meant now. Pete.
And you know what's funny about those comments that they can leave like that? Does this happen to you as well? That those are when I'm trying to get new people on the show, they think that's the chat at first.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I've had people do that to me. They'll come on and especially when I used to do Blog Talk Radio, they would go to my homepage on the show and they would just start putting tons of messages. But I was going to skim through Party Time #1 and see what's going on. You have a lot of listeners on this, something like 375. That's pretty good. That's real good, actually.
And it's weird to find out how many listeners I get for a show because it starts Saturday and ends Sunday.
There, I just followed you officially. So there you go. You have another follower anyway. Let me see what we got here. Hold on. Let's go forward.
How long has it been since you've been on the air?
I don't know. A long time.
It's been
over a year.
Has it been like a year and a half? 2 years?
Now, who is this?
Okay, that's when I very first started the show. That was one of the three guys. That was Ricky Nuts. It was this Lex, Patty Melt, and Ricky Nuts, and they both quit. And last night he randomly showed up, and it was, and he's a friend in real life, and he texted me out of nowhere and asked if I was doing the show at my house. I was like, yeah, and so he stopped by for a minute.
Probably about a year and a half.
So you're together.
Yeah,
Okay.
He's in this quote-unquote studio.
Well, it's fine. A lot of people. I have a homemade studio. It's just a spare bedroom, and it's got there's a nice table. I've got a board, and I've got the Rocket speakers. It's a pretty nice little setup, but still, there's nothing wrong with a homemade studio, a makeshift studio.
And this is ask Ricky Ricardo which round of the day laborer draft he does in down.
I like to work when your dad's at work. That way we got all this time with your mom, you know.
Friend and two other of our friends, I don't remember who, except for my best friend at the time, they were driving back to school from lunch. And I'm always with them. I don't know.
What kind of mic are you on?
It is a Blue Yeti, or Yeti Blue, or whatever it's called.
I have the Yeti Pro. You're over-modding a bit. Do you have your gain turned up on the back?
You know, I'm not sure. I had it set perfect forever, and then...
See, watch what happens when I turn my gain up. Watch what happens when I turn my gain up. Okay, here comes my gain. Watch.
Well, I can't hear you. I'm on the phone with you.
Oh, but watch what happens. Wait a minute. Okay, here goes. All right, I've got my gain turned up all the way on my mic. See how I over-mod?
Yeah.
And now I turn it back down, and I'm more...
Okay.
Yeah, I'm more clearer sounding. You sound like you're over-modding just a wee bit.
I wasn't with them.
Do what?
I need to turn my gain down.
Yeah, on the back of your Yeti right here, you've got the settings where you can do directional or you can do omnidirectional. And then the other thing is, well, I don't know if it's on. No, mine's the blue. Yeah, mine's not.
I have it.
Okay, and you can turn, and then the one above that says GAIN gain, and some people forget to turn that back. I just turned mine back on directional. People forgetting that's turned up too high, and you'll kind of buzz a little bit. That I hear that. I'm just trying to make you sound your best. That's all.
And there was ceiling fan blowing on it too.
Hey, did you ever notice when you first started doing Spreaker that no matter what you did, you seemed to be over-modding?
No, because when I started out, I had crappy mic. Here's the one thing that's weird that, other than starting and having this little tiny mic I went and bought like $30. But I started the show outside. We were actually outside, so there was a lot of, you would hear wind and cars drive by, and I kind of like that because everyone tries to get a perfect setup, and I kind of like it that you can hear, like, it's like my real life. Like, this is just me having some beers with some friends. And I kind of like hearing a little bit of that. Like, I usually do it. There's a shop behind my house, and I usually do it in there with the doors open, so you can still hear vehicles drive by and stuff. And I kind of like that. Does that make sense? It's different than sounding like a perfect studio, and I want it to be like I'm hanging out and like in real life, and I just happen to have.
And can you imagine how special those memories will be?
Since I've done this is like the funnest thing in my life.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, think about what that'll be like to go back and listen to, you know?
I'll probably die on the air.
Probably die on the air.
You haven't found, I've been lucky, you haven't kind of randomly skipped to, but I was drunk and they were telling me to slow down last night, which is pretty rare. But I just get drunk and I go, like, there's been a few shows where I pass out and it's just 3 hours of dead air because I was completely wasted.
There used to be this woman on here that did that, and she was like a mother and stuff. Her name was Bathtub Girl. I mean, her name was Angela Truth, and she got ran off of Spreaker. She hasn't been heard of for like almost a month now. The Trolls.
I remember seeing that name. I've never heard her show, but I remember seeing that name.
Yeah. She was here to troll me, and she would be like really giving me a hard time all the time and saying all these lies about me, and they lost their house, they lost their business, and all this stupid stuff. And the Trolls kind of white knighted one night and went over there and said, either you make a complete apology to Debbie or you get off of Spreaker. And she made the apology, and then they still made her get off of Spreaker. So they made her delete her account.
That's crazy.
And then she tried to tell everybody that her account was hacked and all this weird stuff. And I'm like, oh, brother, no, it wasn't. Because they were actually showing me a screenshot of where she actually deleted her account. So, yeah, her name was Angela Truth. Her show was called, like, Truth Talks, or it always had the word truth in it, which is obvious that she's lying, you know. Anytime your name is Debbie Truth, or, you know, it's a little bit silly.
And yeah, I remember seeing her around. I never talked to her, heard her shows or anything, but I remember seeing that name.
She was everywhere. She was always on Spreaker. She's kind of like the female Guy Shay. Guy Shay seems to be everywhere on Spreaker. Does he leave comments on your page yet? A guy named Guy Shay?
Have you read the comments on my page?
Does he leave comments on your show?
I don't think so. I haven't looked at those in quite a while, actually, but I don't believe so, because you asked earlier, and I know the name, but I haven't heard his show or anything, and I don't believe he's heard one of mine, or if he has, he hasn't been in the chat at least.
He's kind of he's an older man that, gray hair and all this kind of stuff, and he gets people in his crosshairs and just rails on them for weeks. I happen to be the flavor of the month right now. So, just warning you, he'll probably go over there and leave. So, we heard you on, what does he call me? He calls me something stupid like, anyway, I don't know. But, so are you going to be on your show tomorrow night or the next night, or when do you go on your show?
No, mine is every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Central.
Oh, you just do one night a week?
Yeah, and
no wonder you do so many long ones. That's great.
That's kind of a mixture of because of work, and then also because I try to make people want it, so they have to wait, you know.
That's a good idea. That's a real good idea. I do about 4 nights a week, sometimes 5. So.
And it's hard because I do a show and then I crave it too. I like, man, I wish I was doing it. And so there's been a lot of times where I was like, man, I'm just gonna do a random show, and I end up not doing it. But it's actually hard for me just to do it once a week.
You should do it more often if you want to.
Every once in a while, or not every once in a while, but on a holiday, I usually will do one, which, I mean, like on July 4th, and it could be like 30 minutes or something, but that's more of a just happy 4th of July, everybody, and whatnot, you know.
All
and
right.
That's usually on my phone. That's usually on my phone while I'm driving around.
Don't you love the Spreaker app?
It was. Do you have what kind of phone do you have?
iPhone 5S.
Well, so you have an iPhone. See, it came out for iPhone and all the iProducts first, and I'm an Android freak, and it wasn't even on Android, and then they made one for Android, and it was complete garbage. It barely worked, and because they just had enough requests for it to go to Android, so they just quickly ported it over, and it was garbage. They finally, it's been a while now, but they finally fixed it, and it actually, it's a beautiful app, and it works amazing now.
Mine drops a lot. It'll just drop. It'll go, it didn't record. I'm like, what?
Oh, like you were trying to do a show from the app?
But you know what I did? Work? I actually got my own app for iPhones. You can download it at the App Store and just look for Debbie Daly. And all I do is push one button and watch. Okay. It'll start playing us any second now. Oh, wait a minute. I have to go back. It was still stuck on my last show.
That's, I've been thinking about doing that.
Watch. Here we go. And for Debbie Daly. And all I do is push one button and watch. See? Isn't that neat?
I've thought about doing that because it's, I don't know how many people you try to get to listen that aren't either internet savvy or just have never heard of Spreaker. And since my show's so weird like that, and I can't advertise everywhere because I'm cursing and getting wasted and drinking urine, and so. But when I try to tell people about the show, I'm like, oh, it's just go to Spreaker, and they're like, Speaker, no, Spreakers, and it's hard to explain Spreaker to someone.
Mm-hmm,
then you have to spell it out. It's Speaker with an R, SPR. So the app's a good idea, and what I did, my little workaround was I just bought www.3guys1micshow.com. All it does is take you right to my Spreaker page.
That's the best thing to do.
And I've been wanting to do the app thing. I don't know why I haven't yet, just to make it super, super simple for people.
You can do it on Spreaker. I did it on Spreaker. And you just go through and click and answer all these questions, and you give them some pictures, and then they do it.
It costs, right, doesn't it?
$99 a year.
That's why I didn't do it. I remember that because I would recommend because if you're doing that, the $99 a year, you could probably.
But see, I'm not playing this. They did. I mean, Spreaker actually made the app.
No, I mean that you don't have to ever pay for. You don't.
Oh. But I don't pay for anything because when you go on iHeartRadio, they pay. I'm paid up for the next 10 years. That's a sweet deal. Yeah, it's a really sweet deal. You know what you could do is just make another show, a little clean show where you don't play music and stuff, and at least get yourself on iHeartRadio, and that way they pay for your account for 10 years.
I've thought about stuff like that, and I the reason I haven't tried anything like that is because I really don't like Spreaker because it doesn't give you all kinds of options, and then I just randomly found it, and I don't want to leave because it's so easy to find listeners on here because it's so big.
And you can go live just at the drop of a hat.
And I just, this may be kind of weird, but I don't like the fact that iHeart is like, okay, well, you can't play over this many seconds of a song, and I.
No doubt about it. iHeartRadio
I don't like someone telling me that.
It blows, but I like the fact that they paid it up for 10 years. That's the only thing that I like about it.
But that is true. That's That is a really, really good deal. And if I didn't do music, I probably would.
That way I don't have to worry if I've got money, on my credit card at the time, whatever, because I don't give real credit cards on the internet. I give the loadable ones so that they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, we tried to bill your credit card this month and it didn't go through, and I'm like, and it's paid. I mean, it's like done for 10 years. So I'll tell you something, guys. I am going to go ahead and call it. I want to thank everybody for listening tonight. This has been Debbie with Chris, and Chris went to sleep. This is Deslex. He's got a show on Spreaker called 3 Guys, 1 Mic, and it starts out with the letter 3, and then there's no spaces. 3 Guys, 1 Mic, and you don't put any spaces there. You'll find him real easy.
And don't listen at work or at church or in front of your parents.
Yeah, make sure nobody can hear it. Have your headphones on because it's a little bit rouncy. And so, hey, thanks. I'm going to go ahead and play, since it's Sunday, I'm going to play Rapping for Jesus. And then let us go out with the classic metal show made by our dear secret producer. And thank you again, Deslex.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, and I'll definitely be here more often.
Look out for the hate group. They're going to come get you.
Well, I wrote this song for the Christian youth. I want to teach kids the Christian truth. If you want to reach those kids on the street, then you got to do a rap to a hip-hop beat. So I gave my sermon an urban kick. My rhymes are fly, my beats are sick. My crew is big and it keeps getting bigger. That's 'cause Jesus Christ is my nigga. Woo! He's a life changer, miracle arranger. Born to the virgin mom in a manger. Water to wine, he's a drink exchanger. And he died for your sins. I preach the word, that's my gig, and I rhyme better than Notorious Big. All the other MCs, I wish them well, but if you live in sin, you burn in hell. Now I'ma pass the mic to my lovely wife. She's a fly MC and the light of my life. So to bust a rhyme without further ado, take it away, Mary Sue.
Jesus Christ is my nigga. He's the son of the original G. And he was sent to earth to elucidate the way that we should be. What? Like if another MC says, you're a freak, you're a lame butt rapper and your rhymes are weak. I don't get mad and I don't critique. I forgive him and turn the other cheek. I don't blaspheme and I don't brag. I don't cuss and my pants don't sag. I do exude a little Christian swag and I'm proud to be an American.
Jesus Christ is a nigga. Let his light shine through ya. Let his love pop a cap in your butt and say hallelujah. Jesus Christ is a nigga. He's our homie MC, JC, you see. He's an honest, caring, peace-loving nigga like me. If you do drugs and you think you're cool, you need to come to Sunday school. Put those drugs in a garbage can. Stand up tall, you're a Christian man. Word up. I'm freestyling.
Hit me.